Okay. Here we are again. Did I make these? Yes, I did make these the correct size. There we go. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Yes, please stand by for nuclear winter. Now loading your death. The apocalypse will begin in 5, 4, 3. It's actually going to be longer than that because I need to adjust this because I'm still waiting on the verdict of those false copyright claims. And I don't want to give someone money if they don't actually own something. And then we will hang out and wait about another minute or so. And then we'll let the game come off standby and boot up. So we can continue. You had to call the dragged for another 30 minutes so you can get off early on Friday since the government doesn't want to pay us overtime. Well, the overtime would be nice, but I guess being able to get out early is its own reward, I suppose. I don't know which I'd rather, to be honest. I mean, I guess it depends on how industrious I feel that week, I suppose. Oh boy. Well, that's fun. I think I slept the wrong way. My wrist and my right arm is just a little sore today, that's all. It's actually not too bad now, though. Like, I can still feel it a little bit, but the vitamin B helps with nerve aches and muscle and bone health, so it's not too bad, actually. It's just still noticeable, that's all. I am okay, I just need to stop sleeping the wrong way. I don't know which direction my wrist was in that it's feeling like this last night, but evidently not in the correct one. So, now what's fun is a laptop that won't restart, keeps going to black screens, runs Windows Repair eventually. Then the black screens after saying welcome for the login. That laptop probably needs to be replaced. Yeah, that does not sound like a sequence of events that should be happening if it was functioning normally. So yeah, maybe they should do something about that. Because this is the one they gave you for work, right? So I would assume they gave you something that wasn't exactly top of the line. Maybe they should invest a little more money into top of the line. Oh, it was a customer's laptop? That's why the call drag? Okay, because it just kept going out and not doing what it was supposed to do. That's fun. That's a ton of fun. Excuse me. Better get that out of the way now before it happens in the middle of my intro. It's going to happen anyway now that I said that, but you know. I went to a black screen and stopped responding 4 times over the course of 30 minutes. That laptop is effed. Yeah, that's not good. They might want to see if they're still under warranty on that one. Because that's not good. Oh, man. Like, even my old laptop didn't do stuff like that. I mean, my old laptop would occasionally have issues with crashing when I tried to play games like this for the stream, but nothing to that extent. Oh, and it is under warranty? Well, at the very least, then they can do something about it. So let's see if we can do something about, well, this, because I'm about to be Star Trek beamed up or beamed wherever. I don't know where the Institute is, but we're going to find out today because we only have 3 more quests to do with the railroad, and then we're building the teleporter. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Fallout 4, the stream edition. Come here, buddy. No, not with the fist. Hold on. I want to trade with you. Yes, attention getting whimper. That's exactly what I want to see, because I'm going to take that teddy and then give it back to you. Like this. There. Give you something to do. Normally I pet my dogs when I start the stream, but I can't pet him because he's not on a dog bed, so I'll just do the teddy bear animation. Anyway, last time, we had to take care of a courser in Green Tech Genetics. Killed him pretty handily because Dogmeat grappled him right at the beginning of the fight. Good boy. And then we brought his brain bits to the railroad here. They decoded the courser chip and found out that there is a way for me to relay into the Institute. So today, in exchange for helping build the teleporter, I have to do a few more missions with the railroad. Basically, what they would do when they build the teleporter is they want you to set up a safe house for them where they can build the teleporter in one of your settlements. And if we do a few more quests for them, it's just going to have us secure this safe house to begin with. So I figured I might as well just do the quest to get the safe house secured and then build the teleporter, since they're going to have me do it anyway. So yeah, that's the plan, and then we'll see if we can get into the Institute. In the meantime, let's trade in Tradecraft for experience.
And blasted her way through the rest of the complex. Synths everywhere.
Carrying you the whole time?
Amazing, right?
Deacon told me you single-handedly secured Carrington's prototype, disabled a minefield, and wiped out 100 Gen 1s. So is any of that true?
Yes, I did all of that.
Every word he said was true. And then some.
If you didn't have the prototype, I'd think you're both lying through the teeth.
Just like I said, boss.
I was expecting Deacon to...
Okay, you don't need to remind me, game. I know I didn't pass it. I don't have enough charisma to pass it, but at the very least, we got everything we needed.
You'd be insane not to sign her up, Des.
You've certainly made an impression on Deacon. He's never spoken about, or lied about, anyone so highly before.
Well, that's
Welcome
encouraging.
To the railroad, Agent.
Thanks. I guess I'm already in for a penny, so let's get in for a pound.
Glad to be aboard.
It seems we're very lucky.
I heard that pun.
So you're in. Now I need to know what to call you. Secrecy keeps us alive. Code names are a part of that. So what's yours?
Professor, Fixer, more options, no code name.
Have any suggestions?
No. It doesn't work like that. Your life, your name, your choice.
You're a really dry person, aren't you, Desdemona? Everything is black and white with you. That's... whatever. Anyway, let's go back.
Let me think.
It's a big decision. Take your time.
I'll take Professor. That sounds fun. I think if you do a couple of no code names, she just says, fine, here's your code name. Live with it, but I'll take Professor.
Call me Professor.
You certainly demonstrated your intelligence. Professor it is. Your first official order is to deliver Dr. Carrington his prototype and see if he can use another pair of hands. But first, it's time to meet the rest of the gang.
Because frankly...
I'm feeling overdue for some reconstructive surgery. Maybe I'll go blonde next
I'll
time.
get back to you on that, Deacon. I was going to say, frankly, I probably could have been a law professor if any of the universities would have let me in. We leveled up. Before we go in with Desdemona, let's level up, shall we? Because I have 2 perk points to spend because I saved 1, and I'm going to bank them on both things that we can access at this level. So Armorer rank 3 is available, so let's put it in for that. And Gun Nut rank 3 is available, so let's put it in for that. You'll also notice that I brought along a few materials in my junk pile. And the reason why I brought along all those materials is because they actually have armor and weapon workbenches here in the Railroad HQ that we can use freely. So I'm just going to build all of the upgrades right here while we're here anyway.
It may lack the amenities of the switchboard, but it's safe, and we've taken precautions not to be surprised again.
Are
Things
you?
are chaotic right now.
You already showed me this. Oh, this is like the trophy tour. This is like the ceremonial thing because I'm actually being inducted now into your little crew. All right, fair enough. Yeah, what was it? In for a penny, in for a peseta? Something like that in Resident Evil 4. I could see it.
Listen up,
They have an Assaultron.
This is the professor.
Are you related to
Deacon?
Cleo?
She's a full agent, effective immediately.
Probably came out on the same industrial line.
Show her the ropes. Feel free to welcome her aboard. That is all.
Do I have to say all aboard at any point? No, thank you, Desdemona. I'll be back for that later. Let's meet everybody else first.
Sorry, Tinker Tom's got me doing something.
Of course he does. Okay, I'll talk to you later then. We'll get back to the Assaultron
You could learn a lot from him.
later.
Welcome to the family.
Let's talk to Deacon
We're a
first.
colorful and arguably insane bunch. but you're stuck with us now.
Arguably
Speaking of
insane,
which,
huh?
If you don't mind a sidekick, let's keep a good thing going and travel together some more.
So yeah, Deacon can be your companion now if you so choose.
Don't they need you here?
My job's mainly intel, so the more places I go, the better I'm doing it. And you are just one big, beautiful distraction. Plenty of opportunities to learn secrets moving around in your shadow.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with you flirting with me on our second encounter, Deacon, but okay.
Not right now.
Well, if you change your mind.
To be fair, okay, you just spazzed out. But to be fair, I was going to say, you did a pretty good job of following me around to begin with. If you look around in Good Neighbor or you look around in a couple other places, he's actually following you around. He's the guy that was like, hey,
all the dead drops.
when he was leaning up against the wall when I went to Cleo's in the last episode in Good Neighbor. So, switch places? Are you sure you want my job?
Sure. Hope you know how to use a minigun. Oh, and soak up bullets.
Yeah, those are kind of
You
requirements.
need a lot of punctuality and attention to detail, right? If so, I'm golden.
Fair
We'll
enough.
be seeing each other a lot.
Sounds like a plan. You get me the goods, I'll get you the job done.
What
Glory.
you signed on? Means I might get to take the occasional night off.
Question.
Gloria's Diamond
Glory.
City is under
Hey,
opposition
you.
control.
So the switchboard was crawling with bad guys. Mines and shit too. Any of that true? Or was Deacon bullshitting me again?
I mean, he's bullshitting a little bit, but
Pretty much.
That's hardcore. How'd you take down the old HQ? Please tell me you didn't go along with Deacon's in and out like a ghost crowd.
you're a little bit more hard and loud, huh? Fair enough. I mean, I mostly use that myself anyway.
With a whole lot of bullets and a whole lot of blood. Fortunately, the blood wasn't mine.
That's
It
how
was
you do
mostly
it.
oil, to be
Well,
fair,
Welcome to the party.
and synthetic sprockets, but
After
you
what
know,
happened to Tommy Whispers, we need another tough son of a bitch that can get shit done.
that sounds like me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
We should, I don't know, bake a cake? 'Cause that's what you do, right?
Are you gonna
They
be
call
able to
me
find
Glory,
any cake recipes
Angel
around
of
here?
Death, the ass-kicking poster child of a liberated synth.
Yeah, in case it wasn't obvious previously, Glory is a Gen 3 synth, and I have questions. I hope she doesn't mind.
You really are a synth, right? You weren't pulling my leg before.
That's what the Made in the Institute stamp on my ass says.
Uh-huh. So, she's a machine. That seems like a terrible idea. Let's just go along with it, because again, I have questions, but I don't think I'll pass this check.
Finally, I meet a synth.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to meet another one of you humans. There sure are an awful lot of you.
There sure
You're helping
are.
out my people. So some advice? Kiss up to Tinker Tom. He's batshit crazy, but he's got all the good stuff.
Uh-huh. Like...
What sort of good stuff are we talking about?
Firepower, armor, repurposed tech. Doesn't hold a candle to the Institute, but it'll save your ass in the field.
Okay.
You take care out there.
You too, Glory. Thanks. I think she does have some dialogue where she talks about why she wants to... Ooh, a technical document. I don't think I should take that from Railroad HQ, actually.
Tom's cooking up something.
But she talks about her...
What is it?
why she wants to rescue the Gen 1 and 2 synths.
Nice.
And, okay, so that's not really going to help us, but there is a gorilla on the thing there. Do 5% damage with a gun we don't have, and we never will. Fantastic.
That issue is one of my favorites.
I'm glad. I'll get you the cryolator if I ever manage to get it on a different playthrough. Maybe the one where I use companions. Yeah, so Deacon was kind of wording things weirdly last time when he talked about how Glory wants to free the Gen 1 and 2 synths. It's not really like that. What Glory says, if you talk to her in her dialogue, is she basically has a similar thought about Gen 1 and 2 synths as she does about humans and Gen 3 synths that she encounters, where she would prefer not to kill them, but she understands why she feels so attached to them in a way, basically, because they came from the same place she did, and their programming compels them to kill, and she feels sorry for them. So I can understand that mindset. The way Deacon made it sound like was, well, we want to free them because they could all be sentient, and it's like, literally no. That's not how that works. They just don't have the programming for that. Even the pre-war robots, Assaultrons, Mr. Handys, all that, they simulate sentience, but they are not themselves sentient. Even though Codsworth seems very sentient, he's not quite there. It's just a simulation. Monkey! Exactly. Hello, Amarella. How you doing? Welcome back. We're in the Railroad HQ. We just did a job for him. We got 3 more left to go, including Boston After Dark, which we got just a minute ago. Just go back to the vault that you woke up in. Don't worry about it. I'm going to need to take that other character with me that I haven't found yet that has master lockpicking in order to get it out, though. So, oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I meant to show what I got in my little haul, excuse me, from going into Revere Beach Station last time. So, I grabbed a Martyr's Grief, which is not a Sentinel's Grief, and you may be wondering, so, Mono, why didn't you grab another Sentinel's one? I thought you wanted that. Fallout 4 has one last trick up its sleeve when it comes to legendary items, and this is the result of that. I started to notice a pattern when I was getting legendary items from the rad roaches, and the pattern was that I was getting the same 5 legendary effects every time I killed them. I killed them all. I mean, I got like 1 legendary rad roach per reload, but I probably reloaded about 50 times and got the same 5 effects. I was like, okay, so what gives? Turns out, Bethesda hard-coded legendary drops in some way in the game so that you cycle through them. So basically, if you want the same 2 legendary effects on 2 different pieces of armor, you have to get the first one, wait until you see every other legendary effect first, and then the whole list recycles and you can get the second one. So if you want my advice when it comes to armor farming, I would say get 5 different legendary effects if possible, because getting 2 of the same ones is going to take a lot of resting at home. That is crafty, yes. So instead of getting another Sentinels one, I got this Martyrs one. It temporarily slows time during combat when you're at 20% or less health. I don't know how often it'll come in handy, because I don't really know that I'll be dipping down below 20% health, but I guess in a pinch it'd be a nice last resort thing, so I can dodge out of the way of something or use a stim pack or something, so. Don't know if they patched it, but Dogmeat should be able to snag it because spaghetti code. Yeah, I think there was a way to have him like glitch into the case for the cryolator, if I remember correctly, or have him like fetch it when he fetches items, because you can have him fetch items. But I'm not sure if it was patched out or not. Either way, I'm not using Heavy Gunner on this playthrough, so I figure, it's okay. We can leave the Ice Ray, the Freeze Ray, where it is. So, just tell him to pick it up and he'll uniquely snag it through the case. Yeah, there you go. So. What else? Oh yeah, and I also saved us a few loading screens. I went back to the library and I traded in all of our book return tokens, now that we had enough overdue books, to grab that issue of the Massachusetts Surgical Journal. I figured it was easier if I just grabbed it and then showed you the book cover, Finding Your Funny Bone, on screen, rather than sitting through 2 whole minutes of loading screens to go into the place, out of the place, and then teleport into the Railroad HQ. I figured it was just easier to show this. So, there you go. You would have left that in because that's funny, him snagging it through the case, yeah. I mean, we could always go back to Vault 111 and see if it works, but I'd probably end up just sticking it in a box somewhere. So, well, either way. First things first, before we do anything else, let's modify our weapons now that we got to Gun Nut Rank 3. We can put another receiver on this here Kellogg's pistol, and it increases its damage by, what is it, 16? Yeah, so it now deals 100 damage per bullet, and then it deals more because of critical hits, so it's up closer to like 200 damage when I crit with it.
Glad you're with us.
So that's pretty nice. The Righteous Authority, the Lucky Laser, will also get an upgrade on its capacitor, but I have to wait until I get Science Rank 3 for that one. I also have almost 3,000 fusion cells for it now because this game has no chill when it comes to fusion cells, so that's great. Other thing I want to do is I want to upgrade our Ballistic Weave to Mark 4 because we now have access to that at rank 3. It gives us 25 more points to damage and energy resistance, so that will be very good. I need to do that for Dogmeat's vest as well. And last but not least, I want to finally upgrade my bandolier, my chest armor piece, to a medium piece of armor because we did not have the ability to do that before, so now we're going to have the ability to do that. I don't know why I have all this other adhesive. Oh, no, I know why. Because I have to put Dogmeat's harness through the ringer so he can be even tankier. Where is my buddy? There you are. Wait.
Hey.
Stay here for a second. Unequip your harness for a second. Play with your teddy bear for a minute. And I will make your harness even better than it already is. Okay, so now he also has access to Mark IV Ballistic Weave, and that's why I had all the adhesive, because it gives me just enough to give him 25 more points of damage and energy resistance as well over what he had before. So now he is even tankier. My boy can probably tank an explosion now without too many problems.
Hey.
I don't think I want to test it to find out, but, you know. Oh yeah, and I also gave him the biometric scanner and military grade circuit board because when you build a teleporter, you actually need these, and I saved them from a couple of turrets that we killed previously. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. I'll hold on to those. What am I looking for? Your harness. There we go. So I gave him those so that way we can just hang on to them until we're ready to build the teleporter.
Might want to flush your system with runaway before your hair falls out.
Do I really have that much? I'm not that excessive. I'm just a little irradiated. Anyway, yeah, we have 185 defense and 236 damage resistance, and then 236 energy resistance now. So that's good.
You again.
Hello, Doctor.
Desdemona told me to give you this.
An extraordinary feat to recover this. But that's hardly the
Put it in a random AF ammo case. It has chill. The game just says use a laser gun. Yes, that is true.
Des has invited you to join HQ. It would have been nice if she had consulted with her second in command. But what's done is done.
So you're the second in command then, huh?
Since you're here now, we might as well put you to work.
Okay, sure. Let's get down to business then.
Cut to the chase.
One of our field agents, Old Man Stockton.
I'm not here to listen to you, bitch.
H222. So headquarters, as always, puts out the fires that others can't be bothered to put out themselves.
I mean, isn't that all of your jobs?
The problem. He insists that we get our intel from a dead drop.
Okay, so a dead drop is the cache, the storage case that they need, so...
Sounds like an important mission.
It is. After switchboard,
Deacon liked that.
I have little choice but to throw you into the deep end. The dead drop is a mailbox with a rail sign on it.
Probably because I remembered what a dead drop was.
So keep an eye out for them. When you
Okay.
make contact with Stockton, he won't give you the time of day unless you give him the proper countersign. The current sign is, do you have a Geiger counter? And the counter is, mine is in the shop.
Yes.
Please tell me Deacon taught you that at least.
I do remember that part. I was not asleep at the wheel.
I got it.
Stockton is a prominent businessman at Bunker Hill. The dead drop will be near there. Use the escape tunnel in the back to get there quicker.
Okay, thanks. And that's actually the best reward that you can get out of this part, is that...
One of those vaults? You got too many teeth to be a scabber.
Fair enough, yeah. Haven't been to the dentist in a while. 210 years to be exact, but you know. Yeah, there's a little exit way behind the HQ here, and an escape tunnel that you can use to get out to the surface a little bit faster. Why is it a little bit faster? Because the HQ entrance in the North Church is directly in the middle of Boston Common, where they have to load all those buildings up. If you go out this way, well, you can exit out by the waterfront where there's less to load. The only problem is it's a sewer. I suppose that figures, considering, you know, where they're hiding out, but gonna have to wash these shoes when we're all done, buddy. Honestly, in a post-apocalypse, using a mailbox is more suspicious to drop stuff in, yeah. That is true. It's like, hey, why did you put it there specifically? That's suspicious. Well, we're not getting in there. Looks like it's mostly supplies and a fusion core, so... But we can get through this security gate without it, so, you know, it's fine. We can get into this terminal, though. Because you'll see a man stopping in front of the thing and being like, why the fuck? Sir, what are you doing? Just have the sign with an arrow to point to a pile of junk you drop things into. Yeah, there you go. It is easier that way. I just think that the signs are a little conspicuous when they have arrows that explicitly point directly to something. Like, I don't know, I feel like in some ways the signs that they had for the Thieves Guild in Skyrim were at least less conspicuous, but that might just be because Skyrim was medieval and not as many people knew how to read or any of that stuff. I mean, I guess in the post-apocalypse reading isn't as common either, but they have a whole ass newspaper in Diamond City, so there have to be a few people that can read, you know. And arrows are pretty self-explanatory. Then take a short nap. Should be up before 7. Sounds like a plan, Marie. You do that. I will, like I said, we're doing a few more missions, and then we're going to build the teleporter to go to the Institute. So probably by the time you get back, we'll be ready to do that. So I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, especially judging by my hidden thing going back and forth, that there are things around here that want to kill us. So, ooh, speak of which, speak of the devil, and here they come. There's quite a lot of them, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips on my radar.
Nothing there now. What do you think?
Alright, you all talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna casually sneak this way. By the way, what time is it anyway? 7:17. Actually, that works out pretty well. The mission that we're doing is called Boston After Dark, as you may recall. And that means if we can catch it after dark, we won't have to wait an entire day to do it, which is good for me, considering trying to keep things moving at a good pace here. Sorry, buddy, I don't have time to look over there. We're on an important mission. We have to get to Bunker Hill. Really enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom so far on a side note. That is good, Amarilla. I'm glad to hear that. I've heard good things from people that I've seen playing. Well, I've seen them playing it. I haven't watched it being played, but I've seen them playing it. And I've heard good things, so it's good to hear that it is good. Alright, probably don't need that anymore because we're practically inside the walls of Bunker Hill now. And let's go get hit up ye old man Stockton and get the mission. Here he is.
Welcome, my friend. Might I ask, do you have a Geiger counter?
About that.
Mine is in the shop.
You? I was expecting someone a bit more armed.
Have you seen the Furious Power Fist attached to my hip?
Yes?
Yeah, you could say that.
That's right.
It's always nice to make new friends. You've just joined, haven't you? All you need to know is this is the first stop for all our new packages. So maintaining proper security here and preventing any unnecessary delays is crucial.
That makes sense. I don't think anybody wants a delay.
No one likes delays.
Yep.
It's bad for business.
Right.
My current package has been in my possession far too long.
Like, I feel like this just feels conspicuous too. Like, if they hear us talking about this stuff, they're gonna be like, no way. Like,
Raiders have complicated matters.
they're talking in circles and in riddles here. Oh, okay. Raiders. I can handle raiders.
So I just need to wipe out a few raiders? Done.
I like you already.
I am a
It's
go-getter.
scheduled to be a nighttime delivery. So if you could clear out the undesirables before dawn, we can do this tonight.
Perfect.
See you soon.
All right. Yep. See you in a bit. So we'll meet him in a few minutes at the rendezvous point, which is not where that is, probably because I don't have Boston After Dark marked on my thing. So let's mark that. Yeah, it's up there. North of Monsignor Plaza. We'll head that way, but before we do that, I actually want to pick something
No
up.
offense, but you ain't caravan folk. Beat it.
I will beat it once I get out of here. I'm going to strafe around this ladder because trying to do it while swiveling the mouse kind of makes me feel motion sick. This doesn't make me feel that motion sick, so I'll just do this. And if we go all the way to the top of the Bunker Hill Monument, well, there's a sniper perch up here, but more importantly, another issue of Live and Love. And this one's actually kind of okay for us because it gives us 25% extra XP from persuading men, and, well, Charlotte is female, so it feels like that's at least appropriate for her gender. Anyway, the cigarettes and stuff are stealables, so I'm just gonna not do that. Okay. I'm also going to try not to fall out of the monument because there's big holes in it, so that would not be good. And then we'll just quickly make our way over to the rendezvous point, if I can find my way out of the monument. There we go.
Huh. Haven't seen you before.
No, ma'am, I will not need a doctor, but the people that I shoot probably will in a few minutes. Currently doing a series of skydiving challenges, well, one trying to beat a specific time. Oh, that sounds fun. See, because Skyward Sword had you doing a whole bunch of skydiving around onto the islands and stuff, and ever since then, I feel like a lot of people have just been like, no, they should bring this back. It was fun to just randomly drop out of the sky. What's the best way to get there from here? Let's see. I mean, I guess I could just follow the riverfront, or I could just follow the street here. I'm gonna go this way. Just because. Just because I can. Oh, I didn't check the time. Okay, he said before dawn. It's currently 8:30, so we've probably got until about 4 a.m. to get things done. I saw something moving my hidden marker. Does that mean there are raiders and stuff around here? He did mention raiders, so that is a long ways away, and it is foggy as hell. But I still made the shot. Hell yeah. The fog might actually help us, though. It might make it easier for us to, you know, actually get to where we're going a little faster. So. Pop quiz. What's real, a giraffe or a unicorn? Giraffes aren't real. You can't fool me. Giraffes have never been real. Hey, Lifeblood, how you doing? Welcome back. We're sneaking around Boston after dark for the mission. Boston after dark. Gotta go help the railroad with one of their packages. So that's what we're up to right now. First completion gave you a chest piece that gives you better skydiving handling, and second was just a large zonai charge, which makes your battery for controlling the tech stuff infinite for a bit and fills it back up if empty. So it's starting to feel like you're playing like an SSX game, Amarella. Like you're upgrading your gear so you can snowboard better, even though it's skydiving rather than snowboarding. Just as extreme. Anyway, the people that we're trying to kill are inside of this church, so I'm going to sneak through the graveyard and hope that they don't hear me. It's discouraging that they're hearing me despite the darkness, but it's probably due to my armor weight, so... I don't think I can take that guy's head off, because I don't have a crit stored up. So I'm just gonna try and go this way. Get away from them a little bit so I can maybe take the shot from someplace else while staying hidden. Oh good, a feral ghoul. I was gonna say, let's get rid of him and see if killing him causes a distraction that has the raiders pop out, and then I can pop them too. How about you get good and aim? I don't know, I've hit every shot that I've taken so far today. I shouldn't have said anything though now, because I am going to miss now, but that's okay.
Find him and kill him! This is gonna
Dogmeat, I don't think it's a good idea to... Okay. Let's get out the gun for Vats since they're standing behind the thing there. There we go. Who else is left? Ah, you are left. Bye. Well, we kind of saved up a little bit of Vatsing, so that's good. I have secured the rendezvous. Now we just wait here until they get here. So that's fun. Anything in this church worth me looking into? No, not really. Ah, they're already here. Good. They didn't waste my time. Must have followed right after me. Old man Stockton?
Excuse me.
Everything looks clear. This is H222. H2, here's the
There's
person I
gunfire
talked to
outside.
about.
That's not a good sign. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, H2.
Another person actually happy to meet me. This'll take some getting used to.
You've had a hard life in the Institute, didn't you?
I'll fire up the signal.
Okay, you do that. I'll wait here with Mr. H2. Should change your name to Triple H.
There.
I feel like
Time
people
for
would
me to
respect
go.
you more.
Keep H2
Depending
safe.
on if you're face or heel right
Someone
now.
will be here shortly.
I can't believe I remember that. It's been so long since I watched anything with wrestling. Anyway,
Hey, H2.
while we're here,
From what
let's shoot
I've
the
been
shit.
told, it's probably safer if I don't say anything. I don't want to put you in any more danger.
I mean, I'm put in danger every single day, but...
I appreciate the thought.
It's just that you guys are all, well, no one's ever stuck their neck out for me. I wanted to thank you. This world is overwhelming. But people like you make me feel better about coming here.
Well, it might be a better place than you were in before. Let's just say you're welcome. I don't want to get
You
too
really
sappy.
You really have no idea how much I appreciate all of this.
It's hard to stand in your shoes considering, but I'm sure you do appreciate it. Now the real question is, where's our contact? Wonder if that's him with the gunshots outside. Don't see anybody. Well, I was told to wait here for... Oh. Wow, you really are good.
Easy there.
Don't shoot. Professor, right? I heard about you. Walked the Freedom Trail, cleared out Switchboard. Glad you joined the team.
Let me make sure first. You popped in here awfully suspiciously.
Do you have a Geiger counter?
Right you are. Mine is in the shop.
Okay.
All good?
We're good.
Now, let's take a look at our
Have you played Bendy in the Dark Revival? I've heard about the Bendy games. I haven't played any of them. So.
I've never been better.
Like, I've only heard the name of them, and that's about it. So.
I shouldn't talk too much.
He told you right, H2. You'll need a real name and a new face, but we'll get to that. Oh, listen. There's more than raiders behind me. Afraid we need a little more help.
Was that all the shooting that I just heard about just a minute ago, and also new face?
What do you mean, a new face?
Is this the same thing Deacon was talking about?
Arrivals make it hard for the Institute to find them.
That makes sense.
Going for a brand new set of memories as well.
Wait, what do you mean?
Extra protection and all. But first, we got to get them to safety.
No, I need more details. What do you mean a set of new memories? How is that possible?
Go crash there until we smuggle them out of the Commonwealth.
Okay. Well then, let's get to Ticonderoga then.
All right. Ticonderoga, here we come.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. H2, stick by me. We'll, in high rise, we'll get you to Ticonderoga. If you feel unsafe, stand, well, behind me and the dog. Because the dog has kept me safe for a long time. So he'll also keep you safe. High rise's pathing bugs out a little bit sometimes during this quest, so kind of if you just walk ahead of him a little bit, sometimes it's enough to get him going. It's a Bethesda game. You should expect a little bit of pathing bugging, especially when he goes through narrow corridors. Gonna also assume you've never played any FNAF. No, I have not, unfortunately. Maybe I'll hit one of these. Okay, I did in fact hit one of them, and I also hit high rise in the face, so that's great. Let's just get rid of this person then, since my VATS aiming is not really doing so hot. Let's see here. Ah, there you are. Legendary Raider. Well, we're about to fix that. Oh, I don't have enough AP, so I'll just do it the manual way. Nimble laser pistol. 75% faster moving when aiming. Nothing good on it. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. There's somebody up from here as well, according to that. A super mutant of some kind. Okay, well, that takes care of that. Let's see where they take us. Are the Raider Psychos high on Psycho or just psychopaths? Why not both? Also, there's super mutants coming for us now, so that's great. Just, hang on, what do we got? Raider Psycho over there, Mutant Hound over here. Well, I could do this to get rid of you. That'll probably alert your guys. And then we'll see where you are, so I can just kind of... Okay, well that's not what I wanted to do. Try this again. Okay, he's running. Meanwhile, they're running, so... Let's get rid of these guys first. Oh god. Well, this is gonna suck. Let me kill him before the... Yeah, he blows the bomb up. You can just kill them normally and they won't blow the bombs up, so that's kind of helpful, I guess. Why are super mutants trying to attack the synths? That's a good question. Actually, I know why. It's because of where we are. But, you know. Okay, he's still trying to attack us there. I didn't get enough AP out of that. Abernathy Farm is under attack. Sorry, Abernathy Farm. I don't have time for you right now. There we go.
We gotta keep moving.
Yeah, if you go in that direction, there's a big, like, bunch of scaffolding and, like, a halfway constructed building. And it's not fully, obviously halfway constructed means it's not fully constructed, so it does not, it has a whole bunch of hidey holes for super mutants and stuff, which is just not good.
Gonna find you soon, human.
Shouldn't we have picked like not a rough neighborhood where there isn't 7,000 things trying to kill us, or would that have been too easy? I think both of these guys are essential, though, so I don't think it matters. I think they can't die, so that, I guess that, you know, eases the difficulty somewhat. Not that it's been difficult at all, but, you know, there you go. What happens if you annihilate any and all settlements? Only person left alive in a 50-kilometer radius. Yeah, there you go. You can kill the settlers if you don't feel like doing the settlement missions, and technically speaking, you can still pass the quests for the faction that is settlement associated.
Hey, high rise.
So,
And we're here.
they're just like, you just tell them, no, they won't be, it won't be working out with them, and he'll be like, okay, well that's disappointing, but I'm glad that we managed that. So,
is this a normal operation?
More than I'd like. Sometimes I can sneak our friends through all by my lonesome. But other times it's like the damn raiders are holding a convention. Working with you made it a whole lot easier.
well, we worked as a pretty good team, so.
Just a power nap. Take the elevator up to Tycon. The house is yours.
Awesome,
Right now,
thanks.
I need to take care of H2. Later.
I kind of wish Ticonderoga Safe House worked like Home Plate, where it was like a special settlement, where it just didn't, hi, can I help you? Sir?
Hey there.
Oh, Ricky.
Damn raiders are worse than skeeters this time of year.
Did you decide to come on this mission as well? I didn't recognize him at first, but he's the guy that helped out with Tradecraft. I guess he survived. That's good to know. So, kill all the Brotherhood, all of the Railroad, all of the Institute, everyone. Can you do that in a permanent way? You can kill, as far as I'm aware, all of the Brotherhood, all of the Railroad, and all of the Institute, but not all of the 4th faction, because a large majority of the 4th faction is marked as essential, along with a ton of NPCs in this game that are outside of those 3 factions are marked as essential. So killing them permanently you can only do if you download a mod. So, yeah, that was Ricky there. The nice thing about completing Tradecraft is that now you can just directly travel to Railroad HQ without having to go all the way through the Old North Church, so that's kind of nice. Do the quest and then murder. That is not what this playthrough is about. I am not a psychopath in this playthrough. This is not Gothic 2.
Hey, Doc.
Heavy's bloody traipsing around at all hours. I take it the H-222 situation has been resolved? Of course.
Oh good, they're talking about aliens behind me.
Follow the switchboard.
And we have another mission.
I want you to check on Augusta.
Okay, more safe houses in trouble. Well, you guys were fleeing from Switchboard, so.
Tell me about Augusta.
Details awaited the dead drop. Have a care. Odds are very good you're walking into something nasty.
Well, that's encouraging. So here's the second quest, Butcher's Bill. We have to go to a dead drop marked at a random location on the map and then find out where Augusta Safe House was. Let's see where it popped me up at. Actually, I can just do this. Where the hell is that? Oh, you've got to be shit. Really, man? You're going to send me to Quincy now? What do you expect me to do in Quincy now? Well, anyway, that's going to take a while, so instead of doing that, we're going to put that on hold until near end game, probably. But as long as you have that quest available... Where's the old... Ah, there she is. Assaultron.
Confirmed.
Hi.
Agent Professor has arrived.
Yes, that's me.
I have a mission for you.
You do?
Without increasing efficiency of synth traffic flow, odds of entire organization being compromised increase daily.
Well, you're correct. You guys need more places to...
Distribution center needs to be established.
Yeah, hide them. So, alright. Let's hear the details then, Pam.
So, give me the details.
Pacify the target location. Fortify position to protect current and future railroad assets. New distribution center will be codenamed Mercer Safe House. Good luck.
Okay. So, that gives us the quest Mercer Safe House, and that is a much, much easier location to go secure than the middle of fucking Quincy. Eat my ass, Dr. Carrington. I'm not going all the way there. Quincy is like, you go there at like level 35 or 40 and you'll be still getting your ass kicked, so yeah, no. Oh, that's a lot of target markers there. Anyway, Starlight Drive-In is a location we did not go to, but it's in between Bedford Station and Drumlin Diner, so it should be pretty easy to get there. I need to go back to home plate before we go there, though, because I need to grab some materials. Basically, once you secure the location by killing the enemies, you have to construct some turrets to act as defenses. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So let me go grab the materials for some turrets. And then this should be a nice quick one. And then we can ignore Butcher's Bill until the foreseeable future and build the teleporter. So we'll be getting into the Institute even faster. Let's see. I can do inventory management later, actually. Instead, let's just transfer out some of the stuff I need. Let's see. We need circuitry, gears, oil, and steel in order to build turrets. And I'm going to build a couple of them, and that should be enough. So circuitry, gears, I think I'll need 4. You know, I should take like 10 of each just so I have them, honestly. I feel like that would be easier, just so I don't have to be like, okay, well, I'm fast traveling back. Oil, grab 10. I think it's only 4. And steel. This one I need 10 of for sure. You know, actually, I can check, because all I need to do is, not that, I need to hold down the button to go in here. Go to, oh, I can't construct defenses in home plate, so I can't check. Okay, well, fair enough. I'll just go to the thing with all the stuff I've got, and then we'll be good. Let's put away that Massachusetts Surgical Journal while I'm here, though, because, okay. And actually that Live and Love as well, because that seems like a good one to stick on my thing there. I actually looked, though, after I mentioned last time, I said I was going to get all of the books with the dogs on them. There's actually only one more book with a dog on it in the entire game, so I guess we're halfway done, so that's good. Speaking of halfway done, let's eat something, because I haven't eaten anything since I did that, and it's 6:21 a.m., so we could use a little. We could use a 2-hour power nap before I head to Starlight Drive-In, and then some breakfast. How about that? I was up all night. Stretch break. Alright, so breakfast, silk bean. Get that out of my inventory finally. I'll have a stingwing fillet. Why not? And some water. Alright. You good, buddy? Ready to go? Let's go secure Mercer Safe House, shall we? Actually, I think I can fast travel directly from here, so I might go straight to Bedford Station? Or should I go to Drumlin Diner and just go to the side of it? I'll go to Bedford Station. Why not? Kill a few ghouls on the way. They'd probably respawn by now. And then we'll head to Starlight Drive-In and kill whatever the hell is deciding to make its home out there. Oh, Abernathy Farm successfully defended itself. Perfect. That saves me a lot of trouble. Actually, wasn't there a rail sign over here as well at one point? Yes, there was. And actually, there's something else over here. Some 308 rounds. But more importantly, the railway rifle. What is a railway rifle, you may ask? Well, it's a rifle that fires rail spikes, and it deals 100 damage a spike at base damage with no investment in riflemen. This is actually one of my favorite weapons in the game. If I was doing a playthrough with riflemen as my main damage dealing perk, I'd be using this all day long, but I am not, unfortunately, so I will save that for the playthrough where I use it. It has like, I mean, the railway spikes aren't easy to come by, but once you get up above level 20, you can start finding them in random places, and you can buy them from the railroad themselves. So it has lots of damage that it can deal, just at base. You can modify it a little bit to deal a little bit more damage and be a little bit more accurate. And most importantly for me, when you reload it, it makes a train whistle sound, which is, of course, the most important detail in my eyes, because the train whistle just makes it for me. Ah, good, the Brotherhood are out on a test flight again. They're coming in kind of hard on that turn, but at least they didn't crash this time. A couple of wild Brahmin. Alright, buddy, we're going to the movies. Kind of. Sort of, a little bit. Whatever is at the moment. Did you guys kill something and award me experience for it? Thanks. That's great. But you can get different locations from Pam depending on your... I think it's dependent on your level, actually. It's one of the only quests in the game where it's dependent on your level which location you get. I think if you're at a higher level, like level 30, she would have sent me someplace closer to where Butcher's Bill was. Like, I think, if I remember right, there's a location down here near this section by the General Atomics Factory called Jamaica Plain, and she can send you there. She could send you all the way up to that outpost Zimonia that I talked about that was up here in the north side of the map, but we got Starlight Drive-In, so that's what we'll get. Hey, Metroid, how you doing? Welcome back. We did Boston After Dark after turning in Tradecraft, and then we got Butcher's Bill from Dr. Carrington, but he has a death wish for me because Butcher's Bill is, hold on, down here in Quincy. So, I said nuts to that and just took the Mercer Safe House mission, and now we're doing that instead of Butcher's Bill. We'll save that for much later in the game. Because Quincy is, Quincy's a little rough right now. Might take a little while. There's a bomb on the door there. Gonna have to be careful of that. I'll have to fix that before this place gets secured. So what do you suppose is, gonna try to kill us in here, buddy? Also, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Hang on, buddy. Are you stuck on the gate? No, you're just watching the perimeter. Good boy. Oh, fun. Yeah, that area is rough. Yes, it is. It is not a whole lot of fun. Okay, mole rats. That's easy to take. Come to mama. Blech. Build up my crit so I have it, just in case. Who the hell is this guy? No, seriously, who the hell is this guy, and why can't I target him? Oh, it's a Brotherhood flight attendant officer guy, I think. Hold on, sir. I will have you out of this situation momentarily after I kill all of these mole rats. I should do it with the Furious Power Fist, just because. Brotherhood Lancer Initiate. Hi. Get out of the ground. There. Come here. I don't know who you are, but you're welcome.
Hi.
The Pridwin is a magnificent ship, and we're lucky to have her in our arsenal.
Where is your airship, sir? Did you drop out of the helicopter and then end up over here? Just Bethesda things. That is not going to work as a watering hole. I can see the radioactive drums from here, and to give you an idea, let me put the hazmat suit on. Well, okay, so it's less than 1 rads right now, but if I was standing outside of my hazmat suit, this would be giving me like 50 rads a second, so not really a whole lot of fun. Anyway, securing the location just means killing the mole rats and then going to the little thing over there to turn it into a workshop. But before we do that, let's check out the rest of the location, shall we? We can probably get into this place from here so I don't trip that mine on my way in. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can be nice and slow about this. A pilot from a vertibird? Think they're Oh, thanks, Dogmeat. That answers that question. He can tank an explosion with Ballistic Weave Mark IV. So that's fun. Decided to be gung-ho after all the mole rats were dead? Where were you when I was trying to take them out? Anyway, what was I saying? Think they're untargetable in VATS because you're supposed to only target the plane itself. Yeah, that makes sense. Usually you can target NPCs, but I guess in that case, yeah, it makes sense that they wouldn't be. Because, you know, they wouldn't want you to take the pilot out, and I feel like that would be kind of badass, though. Like, you take the pilot out, and then it just sort of, like, the whole ship goes down because they're all, like, scrambling to try to get the plane back in working shape, but okay, not a whole lot going on in here. That's fine. I mean, to be fair, it was mostly just the 2 bombs, so don't need that either. Wonder if he's just gonna hang out here for a while. I mean, it's fine if he does, I don't mind, but, you know. Boy, it would have been fucked if it was like an advanced lock or something. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to get the companion right now. Alright. So, we can now use the workshop at Starlight Drive-In. We need to build defenses in order to secure Mercer Safe House for Pam. Dogmeat doesn't need to be assigned to anything. He's a good boy that doesn't need that. So let's build a few defenses around the hidey holes here. Starlight Drive-In is a really large settlement building area, so this is probably one of those places where if you had like a really creative idea for what you can do for settlements, this would be the place to go nuts with it, honestly. I'm not as creative, but did I not take enough steel? I only took enough steel for one thing. Well, I know how to fix that. Scrap a few steel things, and then we'll be good. Like this car. There we go. Now we should be good. Put another one like right... It doesn't matter where you put them as long as it's... just the defense stat is the important thing here. Okay, so now we can report back to Pam. And that secures Mercer Safe House. Also, before I do this, hang on. I was about to go into the settlement thing, but let me put the hazmat suit on first because I have to get rid of some radioactive waste. So let's do that. It'd be cool, but it would make fighting vertebrates even easier than it already is if you can shoot one mostly unarmored man. Yeah, that is true. It's pretty easy to get rid of them. So now if you scrap all these radioactive waste barrels, the water, for some strange reason, becomes perfectly drinkable. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, see, I'm walking through it and I'm not getting irradiated anymore, even though the drums were just there. So you can now build like water purifiers and stuff in here if you so choose. As a matter of fact, I might have the science skill to do it. I don't know if I have the resources to do it, but I might be able to. Yeah, I need like ceramic and a whole bunch of other stuff. But you could literally put a water purifier right in here if I remember correctly. You need power in order to power water purifiers though, but they do get you, well, more purified water than you get from a water pump, so it's not bad. I would need concrete to make a pump, but I don't think I'm going to need a pump, so it's fine. Alright, last thing to do before we report back to Pam, let's go check behind the screen here and see what's going on in there, because I think there's a couple of goodies to grab in there. So, we'll go grab that stuff, and then we'll be out of here. And then we can build the signal interceptor and go to the Institute. Oh. I guess they had a kid in here too. They were using this as like a playroom slash smoking room. I guess if you were looking for a machete, this is a place to get it pretty easily. It's guaranteed there. So, and it's not too far from Sanctuary, so if that's what you're looking for, there you go. A little further this way. Yep.
Got it.
Who at Nintendo watched Tremors and went, you know what I want to design for Zelda? Graboids, but legally distinct. Oh, that's fun. Tremors was a movie, that's for sure. And apparently someone at Nintendo was like, hey, so I liked that movie growing up. What the hell? Oh, a rad roach. I don't even think I take damage from rad roaches anymore. Expert safe. Well, we're not getting into that. Oh, fusion core though. I'll take that. Yeah, I don't even think I take damage from rad roaches anymore if I stand still. I think rooted just gets rid of all their the damage that they can do to me. There was a 308 round somewhere, wasn't there? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what that's all about, but sure. All right, watch out, buddy. I got to get out the door. Thanks. Okay, so some 38 rounds. I mean, I guess it's worth caps now, so. If Dogmeat gets in here, it's going to be a hell of a hard time to get out, so let's get out before he gets in here. That guy is still hanging out over there. There's more of them. Oh no, that's a... Never mind, that's a mannequin. He's just hanging out with the mannequins. I mean, to be fair, if I fell out of a plane and suddenly got attacked by mole rats and had some random passerby help me not die, I'd also be a little bit distraught, so... Used oil can, no thanks. Some extra stuff for the settlement up here, if you so choose. Because that's really all Moldugas are. Didn't watch it, didn't even know it. It was a little before your time, I think, Lifeblood, so... Oh, back storage key. Maybe that'll get me into the whatchamacallit, the safe. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, where does this place go? But this is just the stairs, yeah, going out, so, okay. Remember the settlement well, because it's where you spent hours trying to get the Benevolent Leader achievement to work. I don't even remember what that one does, but it probably has something to do with local leader, which I don't think I've taken it since my first playthrough, so I don't fully recall what the requirements are.
Don't think I can pick this.
No, okay. So I don't know what the back storage key is for, but we got it. I guess it would get me in there if I couldn't pick a novice lock in a Bethesda game, but, you know. Pretty sure he just glitched out of the copter. Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably all it is. I'm just checking around this in case it still has irradiated barrels. I could have sworn there was a 6th one, but I guess there was only 5. Okay, well, we've secured the location, despite the fact that it's just as distraught looking as it was before. But yeah, so now it'll actually place a little section next to it called Mercer Safe House to let you know that that's where the railroad is at. So let's head back to the HQ. And then we can talk to Desdemona about building that there teleporter. You have to max out settlement happiness, which is buggy, and at the time of launch, people weren't sure what did it. It felt like an urban legend. Oh, there you go. The pioneer, the final frontier, trying to figure out how the game's code works. That's always a fun time. It's like speed running, kind of. Hey, me.
Randolph Safe House has been MIA since Switchboard, but now we got one of their dead drops tagged.
You do?
Des wants you to check it out.
She does. Does she know? Is this one going to be in Quincy as well?
What's the story about Randolph?
Everyone that knew the actual location of Randolph died during the last Courser Blitz.
Oh,
so
fun.
This dead drop is our first chance to reestablish contact.
Alright, well, let's go see what it's all about then.
I hope this means Randolph is safe after all.
It'd be nice to get some good news for a change.
It probably isn't good news,
Take care
though.
of the dead drop, report in to Des.
Okay, then. Randolph Safe House 1. That is another side quest that I hope will not interfere with me building the teleporter with Desdemona. But first, let's go report back to Pam and let her know we got Mercer Safe House secured. The bomb really happened in the 80s. From my understanding, the Fallout universe is more encouraged by the post-World War II US, so like the 1950s and maybe a little 60s. So.
Help is required. I have the location of a Black Ops cache.
You do?
It contains supplies our organization needs. Railroad Alpha has asked for you to secure the cache from any hostiles in its vicinity.
This is another Radiant quest, so that's cool. Alright, let me get the details, even though I'm probably not going to do it.
Is hidden in compliance with tactical counter-surveillance protocols.
Tell that to the gas station, they look 80s. Maybe they just didn't change over time as much until later. You know, I don't know.
Close proximity.
How do I work this thing? I'm not an expert.
How does this device work?
The device is calibrated to identify you as Colonel Johnson of the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Oh.
Colonel Johnson is authorized to access all DIA military ordnance in the region designated Commonwealth.
Well, that's awfully
You only
convenient.
have to secure the cache. Runners will transport contents on a separate timetable. Terminating human-machine interface.
So we have an RFID device, and I guess we can use it to do this jackpot mission. Again, it's another Radiant mission, just like the one Drummer Boy just gave me, so those are probably going to be sitting in my quest log for a while. There is a point later in the game, if we have to fall back on one of the factions, where we have to wait a certain number of days for another main quest to happen, so I guess we can kind of clear a bunch of this stuff out at some point, if need be. Anyway, the molecular level. Because I ain't going to Quincy right now.
You never met a synth before Glory.
I actually think I met Nick, so that counts.
Do you need something?
Question for you, Desdemona.
Can you take a look at these schematics? A scientist named
Funny how knowledge
Virgil
is zero, but
said
there's
that
still
you could
robots
go
being
inside
built
the
and
institute.
laser weapons.
So that's
I think a lot of the robots, I mean, you can build robots now, but like a lot of the ones that are still active are from pre-war in this universe. So, actually, it teleports you.
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out. The interceptor can hijack their signal and send me instead.
We've spent dozens of years and too many good agents' lives only to discover not a goddamn thing. And now we have the answer, thanks to you. Teleportation.
Well, that's awfully
The
convenient.
Institute could build something so... But we've got work to do.
So what do we do?
This is our top priority now. I want Tinker Tom to help you in any way possible to get this device built.
Okay, so talk to him. Got it. You can talk to one of the other factions if you so choose to have them build it. You can even have the Brotherhood build it if you want to, but again, I don't really trust them with the tech. And the third faction that you can have build it, we've not even met yet, so I'm not even going to bother.
Excuse me.
Let's just use the one we're already helping. Mr. Tinker Tom, I know it is after midnight, but this is important, and you'll want to hear this. It might keep you up the rest of the night.
Ready to hand over the plans?
Oh, you already heard. You must have been listening from over here, so... There you go.
Here you go. Let's see what we need.
Hold on.
Didn't he die? Not Tinker Tom. There was another guy named Tom. Tommy Whispers, specifically, who died at the switchboard. But Tinker Tom did not die.
RF waves. Those Institute eggheads are crazy.
I'm glad you understand it, because I got no idea.
Like a pirate broadcast, you know? That's intense.
So, can you build this?
Can you build it, Tom?
The plans cover all the high-end egghead shit, but they're missing a ton of engineering details. Filling in the gaps will take time.
Okay,
This
how
bit
long?
here, the stabilized reflector platform just needs some high-grade metal. Easy. By the time you finish that, I'll have the rest done.
Awesome. That sounds like a good thing, then, because I'll just get that done while you're at the rest.
What's it gonna take to build it?
We can scrounge up the platform components you need. No problem. But where to build it? It's gonna need some serious space. This baby's big.
Well, I did just secure a whole drive-in theater, so...
Pam's already given that place her full blessing. I'll flag some runners to deliver the components there.
Alright, let's hope that the Brotherhood doesn't fly over the drive-in theater and be like, holy hell, what in the goddamn is that thing?
Makes things really dangerous.
Anyway, we gotta head back to Starlight Drive-In to build it. The nice thing, from what I understand, about having the railroad build the reflector platform is they actually get the components for the teleporter for you and stick them in the building site for you. As far as I'm aware, I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's what, from what I understand, that's how it works. So I think if I grab the biometric scanner and military-grade circuit board from my boy here, we'll have everything we need to build it. They give you everything except for these two things. So, again, at least as far as I'm aware. So we're gonna go find out.
I don't know if even a scabber would take that.
How does the Pipboy do VATS? It's something on your arm. I'm gonna say magic. I don't know the full details about how VATS works. I would assume it allows you to...
Use the back entrance. Too much
like basically you kind of hold it up in front of you and it allows you to see the individual parts of the person from the screen, and then that gives you the hyper ability to sense and slow time and shoot them in a way, but I don't exactly remember. Say something other than magic in this world. I don't know the full details on how exactly it works, but it does make it a lot easier for you to shoot individual body parts than doing it yourself, so... Brotherhood does that as well, but think the redacted faction doesn't because that's the I'm doing it myself path. Yeah, there you go. Forget all this crap, I'll do it myself. Why am I taking the escape tunnel? I think I could have just fast traveled on out. And probably, actually, if I go through the escape tunnel, I'll end up next to those raiders and then I won't be able to escape. Yeah, I'd have to look up exactly how VATS works, honestly. I might be able to look it up while I'm thinking about... Ooh, that's a glare. And a half. I might be able to look it up while we're fast traveling, I suppose. Does the safe house travel get you faster load times to get over here? No, it's probably about the same, actually, judging by the load time here. Where are the Warhammer orcs when you need them for entertainment? It's funny, I kind of compared the super mutants of this world to less interesting orcs on the last episode. Dogmeat found something. Also, the vertibird flight pilot is still here. You really want me to take a giddy-up buttercup back leg? What are you gonna do, play fetch with it? Alright, buddy, you're the boss. Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I feel building this thing with a Brotherhood agent right next to it, but okay, fair enough. That's is purely a reference to old Fallout, and don't think it really has an in-universe explanation. Like, it has vague hints, but nothing solid. You have less interesting orcs, that's a thing. Well, see, the problem is that super mutants used to be more interesting in the other Fallout games because they had, like, full-on civilizations where they were basically comparable to humans, and in this game, they're basically just all about fighting and killing things and taking slaves and hanging body parts in the shops and stuff like that, so... They got a little bit of a step down from what I understand. The hell? Bloatflies? A bloatfly. Hang on, buddy. Why are you going and getting in trouble while I'm trying to build? It's fine. I forgive you. Was that it, though? Yeah, that was it. Okay. Teleporter. Probably build it right here. Just scrap a couple of cars and then do it. Scrap these speakers as well. Just get a whole bunch of flat ground, or flat-ish ground. Scrap this too. Can't scrap the skeleton. See, the thing is, there's sort of like a little depression in the ground as it goes towards the water, so maybe I should build it over here so it's not like... I don't remember if you need a perfectly flat surface or if that just makes it so that it's less likely to glitch out, but I'll try to make it a somewhat flat surface where I build it. Now, where... If I was a teleporter, where would I be? Ah, here we go, special. Stabilized reflector platform. We have all the stuff we need, requires power, but let's stick it right here. Okay. Talk to Tinker Tom. Alright, so where's Tinker Tom? Let's see. Oh, back at the HQ. Okay, so I have to go all the way back there to talk to them. And I assume that means that they're going to end up coming here afterwards, so... Yeah, scrap the skeleton. Okay, Mono. I mean, it would have given me bone if I could scrap it, so... You know. Fallout 1 has most to do with the super mutants because that's when the Master was creating them all. Yeah, that's right. So who has been creating them since then? Well, I mean, we can already answer that question, kind of. It's the Institute, because Virgil basically is, and Swan, for that matter, are basically proof of that. So, yeah, the mutants have been creating mutants. Boy, that would be nice if they could procreate. I don't think they can, but, you know. None of the Fallout games take place in different places, so different super mutants, yeah. Yeah, there were super mutants on the West Coast, super mutants on the East Coast, apparently, and the East Coast ones seem significantly more like assholes than the West Coast ones. Why am I standing around when I could be teleporting to Railroad HQ? They're programmed to use the FEV virus to forcibly make more. It's something they were doing when the Master was a thing. You know, actually, I forgot about that. I think that was in Fallout 3 as well, because that was why they were taking some slaves, because they had access to the FEV virus and they could just inject people with it. I'm not sure if they do that in Fallout 4, to be honest. But, oh well.
You got the platform built yet? Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm waiting for the good news.
Well, then I have good news for you.
Easy. I did it. The platform's constructed.
Yeah, why would you build a teleporter? You can teleport already. Unfortunately, I can't teleport to wherever the Institute is because I haven't discovered the location yet. So.
For us, the ingredients pretty common. But there's 3 specialty items that I just can't grab from our safe houses.
Okay.
You find those, and we'll knock down the gates of hell.
So, what do we need? Console, relay dish, beam emitter, signal interceptor, items needed. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Tom. I'll find them.
I don't doubt it for 1 minute. After you get the gettables, meet me at the build site.
Okay. You know, I think we had a sensor module, but I think I scrapped it if I remember correctly. Speaking of scrapped, did I accidentally scrap the... No, I didn't. They're right here. Good. All right, so what else do we need here? Search telecom sites for a sensor module, build the beam emitter, relay dish, and the console. I think if I remember right, you don't have to find a sensor module, though, if I recall. I think most of the stuff is right here, so... Hang on, what is that other thing there? Search telecom sites for a sensor module at WRVR broadcast station southwest of Diamond City. Well, if we have to, we'll go do it, but for now, let's just go see if we can build everything without it. Like, I think you were meant to get the sensor module, but I think they, like, didn't put it in the recipe list or something, so you don't have to get it, I think. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Also doesn't help the Institute's experimenting with FEV and super mutants, on top of them making more themselves. Thanks, Institute. Yeah, that's real great of you, Institute. Just throw them all out into the Commonwealth, give them no ability to build a civilization for themselves because this place is wild and has no proper civilization, and you're just kind of throwing them out there, not giving them any, will to do anything interesting with their lives. What is the Institute even doing? So what we know at this point is that they're building synths to replace people. They are creating super mutants and sending them out into the Commonwealth. And they're generally hiding from everyone in a place that we can only get to by intercepting their teleporter relay with this interceptor that we're building. So that's all we know. They do an aperture, yeah, basically. They do what they must because they can. All right, we have a control console. We have the biometric scanner for that. We have a molecular beam emitter. We should probably build that first because it attaches to the platform. We have a relay dish, and then we already built the reflector platform, so that's fine. Excuse me. All right, let's get to work. So there's that. Beam emitter. And yeah, like I said, you don't actually... Hold on. Let me put my hazmat suit on. You don't actually need the sensor module. I guess they forgot to put it in the list of ingredients for this whole thing, so that's awesome. Anyway, let's see what else we've got. So we've got 2 out of 3. 4, actually, because I need the control console. So let's stick that there. And we need to get power to these things in order to, in order to get it to function properly. Let's see, so relay dish, we want to stick that kind of in the same direction as, I think they mentioned it at Cambridge Police Station when we were walking with Dance, but they seem to be getting that signal from underneath the ruins of the CIT building. So, as a result of that, let's stick this right here and kind of point it in the general direction of Cambridge, so that way we can potentially intercept the signal. All right, so in order to power these things, we need, well, power. So let's put some power down. Power! Generators. And again, the nice thing about doing this with the railroad is they provide you with enough materials to build, I think you're supposed to be able to build a bunch of these, but I guess they didn't give me enough ceramic. I'll have to go back to my thing to get some more of that, so that's cool. Thanks, railroad. All right, so a whole bunch of generators over here, I suppose, because we're going to need 27 power total in order to do this. So I'm going to need another 5 ceramic after this. All right, that's fine. So I'll be back. I think I have ceramic over at Sanctuary. I won't have it at home plate, I don't think, because I don't need ceramic for any of my stuff. So I'll just go grab it from Sanctuary and come back. Because the rest of the materials, it looked like we had enough of everything, so. Okay, nobody here. Let's see, ceramic. There we go. Whole bunch of it, so let's grab, I'll just grab a whole bunch just for the hell of it. We don't need it, but I'll just grab a whole bunch just for the hell of it. And now we're on our way back. I'm just teleporting all over the place today, apparently. I was like, wait, where'd it go? Where did my fast travel location go? Okay, I can probably take the hazmat suit off now because it's not rad storming anymore, so let's do that. Watch it start again as soon as I take it off. Okay, hopefully Desdemona and Tinker Tom are still here. Yep, looks like it. All right, I have the ceramic that you guys failed to account for, so let's do this. Watch out, buddy. I'm trying to build generators. Let's see. Just gonna put them all kind of in a line, I guess. I think that's kind of what you have to do, is you have to put them in a line and like run the wire through all the generators to the console, up from the console to the thing, and then to the platform, and then from the platform to the relay dish, and maybe back to the console. I forget exactly. But we have enough power now to take care of things. Run a wire from the generator to the object that requires power. Okay, so let's do that. Space attaches the wire. So let's attach the wire from there to there. Get a working circuit going. See if I remember my my electrical work that I did. They all have to be on the same grid. Don't think it's too specific. Okay, that's fine then. I'll just do the best I can with it. Put that there. That is powered, so that's good. And then run this. Whoa. We're cooking with, well, electricity now, everybody. Do you have power? Yes, everything is properly powered. Perfect. Talk to Desdemona. This is going to be great.
Desdemona.
Status report.
Generators power generators. You're just trying to make a complete circuit, basically.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something.
Okay.
What I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has. It's time you learn about Patriot.
Who's Patriot?
Patriot?
There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom.
So that's how you guys have been getting the synths out, because there's some sort of a defector in there already.
We've never had a way to contact him, so we gave him the code name, Patriot.
Well, that makes
If your
sense.
plan works, and you're able to get inside the Institute, we need you to make contact.
Okay, so how do I contact this Patriot?
How can I contact him if you know nothing about him?
Patriot devised a method to communicate with us one way. The plan hinges on us using this method to close the loop and contact him back.
Okay. How do you know that I'll... Well, I could say I'll do my best. I don't know if I want to risk my son in the process, but I feel like I might be able to do both, so...
Okay. I'll do my best.
Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you.
Okay.
Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good graces. You need to infiltrate them.
So you're telling me I can't just go in there, rescue my son, and shoot the whole place up? Well, I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, because that would probably not be a good first impression to leave on Shaun, but Alright, so infiltrate them by not shooting them, I assume?
How do I infiltrate them?
You're going to have to sell them a lie.
Oh, good.
Just to stick as close
I'm
to
pretty
the
good at
truth
lying. I was a
You're
lawyer.
gonna have to think on your feet.
Technically, we don't lie.
You
We
don't know
just
what's waiting for you.
stretch the truth a little bit sometimes.
If you make it through.
Alright, let's see what we can do then.
Bring it on.
You can do this. I believe in you.
I'm glad somebody
Stand on
does.
the platform and I'll give you the holotape.
Shouldn't you give it to me
Just plug it
before
into
I
any
stand on the
institution
platform so it doesn't get, like, vaporized or take your arm off with me when I teleport in?
This frequency is only going to work once.
Oh, here we go.
You know who doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Who's you-know-who? Oh, you. Or the leader of the Institute, who I still know nothing about. Got it. I mean, you can shoot the place up, but it's a questionable idea. Yeah, I think that's fair. Desdemona, are you going to give me the holotape? Or... I know you said stand on the platform, but...
Desdemona.
Status report.
We got activity, Des. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something.
Yeah,
I'm about to tell you.
I know this. Des, I know this part. You already told me this part. I don't know why you're saying it again. I already said how to make contact.
Tom's, until you make... Can you do this?
Just gonna skip on through this.
Bring it on.
You can do this. Stand on the platform. Tom, talk to me.
Booting up the scan sequence.
Okay.
We're gonna have to cut a few corners with the scan.
Think her walking away stopped it? Yeah, it's possible. Okay, there we go. The HUD disappeared, so now it should be good.
So stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours.
What about Dogmeat?
You won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them.
Then make sure your math is right.
Our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Oh boy.
This holotape. You needed to contact Patriot.
Why didn't you give me that before?
Don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, are you sure? That didn't sound good.
Gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Yeah, I got it.
I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Oh,
Just get
boy.
all the information you can. About synths. About the Institute's plans.
I hope this isn't
Find
gonna
their
hurt.
weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it.
Uh-huh.
That holotape into any terminal, and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
You should have told me this before putting me in the teleporter so you wouldn't have to be
Nobody else can.
telling me this while I'm teleporting. Okay. I think I'm through. Am I all here? I came in with my clothes on, so that's a good sign. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. It didn't even take away my radiation, which is a little disappointing if I'm honest, but I think I'm here. We also leveled up, so let's level up, shall we? Alright, so I think I'm going to take level 2 of Medic at this level. No particular reason why, but it gives us access to stim packs that heal over 50% of our HP. So, you know, that's nice. I'll take that. Yes, and the entire half of my brain is there. Are you sure that's... Maybe it gave me more of a brain then. I thought I had less than that. It does make the rest of the main quest funny if you do, because every time someone asks you to do something about the Institute, you can just go, yeah, I killed them all, lol. Whoops. The brute force method. Okay, so we're in. Let's go find the bastard that kept my boy locked up. They also gave me a holotape, so is that quest active? Underground Undercover is active currently. Oh, we didn't get another quest yet. Okay, interesting. Wonder if I can upload it onto this terminal. View access log, load holotape. Marty Bullfinch's holotape. Yeah, there we go. Network scan. Loading holotape, please wait. Initiate a message from Tom. Let's look at that first. The Big D demanded a tutorial be included, so here it is. Short version, plug this into any Institute terminal and copy the message. Long version, Patriot's been sending us short-coded messages for years using an evil little encryption scheme. It was a bitch and a half to reverse engineer. Patriot's got skill, but I nailed it. Put this holotape on any Institute terminal and it'll deliver a gift wrap message straight to Patriot. You're going into the belly of the beast, friend. Don't trust anything. TT out. Alright then, so copy the thing. Initiate network scan, copy encrypted message. Handshake successful. Good. Copy complete. Good. Read Patriot's reply. Alright. Read urgent reply 001. Should I do the network scan? I don't think I did that yet, so let's scan the network. Scan complete. Correct. Alright, well that just deletes the message. Don't know what that was all about, but there you go. Much as Bethesda does love their unkillable characters, it's an option that can work, yeah. They definitely have a lot of essential characters in Fallout 4, from my understanding. There's a mod that's very popular because it lets you kill a lot of people that you normally can't. So, urgent reply 001. Acknowledged, meet at the Advanced Systems Maintenance Room. Meet Patriot. Okay. Got it. So do I take this thing out, or... No, I guess I don't. Not from there, anyway. I don't know if I need to take this out, but I'm going to grab it anyway, just in case we need it for something, so... I hope they don't mind me jacking their computer systems within the first 2 minutes of me being here.
Hello.
Hello?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful.
I've been told.
I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance.
Well, the name's on point, I suppose.
I know why you're here. I'd like
Elevator
to discuss
access
things
denied.
with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Are you going to give me a companion cube as well? Institutionalized. Great. As if me having to send a bunch of people to Parsons State Insane Asylum wasn't enough, now I'm the one in the can. Fun.
I can only imagine what you've heard.
This really is Aperture. They've even disguised the elevator as a loading screen, like Aperture.
The wrong impression.
Really? Well, you're not exactly doing a good job of PR if I have the wrong impression.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do.
This is the biggest vault I've ever seen.
For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival.
Uh-huh.
Decades of research, Countless experiments and trials. A shared vision of how science can help shape the future.
How much of that did you share with the surface world?
And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground.
Maybe if you hired a better PR agent, that wouldn't happen.
But for now, we must remain underground.
Again, I don't think you're helping yourself by doing that.
As you've seen,
This is Aperture. Holy fuck. It's so uncanny.
I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason.
That's correct.
You are here for your son.
I am. So where is he? I think you're supposed to run through these hallways. Probably, I think that's the end of the dialogue, and I think, if I remember correctly, I saw something that said they basically organized this section where by the time you're done running through all the hallways and elevators, his speech will end and you'll be right there, but I've been walking, so that's probably why it didn't happen. Is that my boy? Shaun! Sorry, shouldn't be yelling in everybody's ear, but... Hello?
Shaun?
Huh? Yes, I'm Shaun.
Well, that's encouraging.
Shaun? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Well, I'm your ma.
Shaun, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, about your dad. That's not gonna happen,
Shaun,
buddy.
Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Kid, are you broken? I said your dad is not gonna be around anymore.
Shh. It'll be okay, Shaun. Mommy's here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Well, this isn't how I envisioned this going. Who is this father you keep referring to? Are you talking about the guy on the speaker?
Father, help me!
Where is he?
He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Shaun. S923, recall code Cirrus.
What the hell did you just do to my kid?
The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand.
You made a
We're only
prototype
just
child?
now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli.
What in the hell are you
Please
talking
try and
about?
keep an open mind.
Yeah, God, that's some heavy
I
rain
recognize that
flashbacks.
you
Yeah,
are
there you go.
emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges.
You could
Let's
say
start
that,
from
yeah.
I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
So, are you the one he was referring to? Also, can I have my kid back, please?
Give me Shaun. The real Shaun. Right now.
I know. You've gone to such lengths to find...
Oh, he's not blind. It looked like he was blind for a minute there because his eyeballs were not the same color.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been real. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Shaun. I am your son.
Can I be honest about this part? I kind of, sort of had a feeling this was where they were going with this. Because I thought about it, because when we were in Kellogg's Memories, he said, well, you know, I think the old man might have just been trying to get revenge on me or something. So obviously he was referring to the leader of the Institute. And I said, well, wait a minute. Who could the leader of the Institute be that they'd want to get revenge on Kellogg if the revenge is killing Nate? And then I was like, okay, so that might be a possibility, but I don't have any other evidence. As soon as we got here and we got into the dialogue and I saw that his eyebrows exactly resembled Nate, I was like, okay, it's him. That's who it is. Because they did a thing where they have his appearance reflective of the appearances that you gave everybody else in the when you did the character creator. So there you go. Yep, no, it was so obvious. Hate predictable plots, but man, this was so easy. I feel like they didn't really give you a whole lot to go on here, but I'm glad that you predicted it, at least. Anyway, let's continue. How is that possible?
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
You had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost.
That's
but
correct.
Then you learned that your
was
son
kidnapped.
Was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed.
Right.
Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality.
Yes, that is actually very hard to believe, because how does Kellogg look the exact same when he kidnapped you as a baby and now? Even if he was mostly cybernetic, his human skin would have aged in that time. God damn it, Bethesda. Why did they do it?
But why? Why take a child?
They did the same thing with your father in Fallout 3, yeah, to make him resemble you somewhat. That's correct,
the question, isn't it? Why me?
So they just used the tech they already had.
The year 2227.
He took young serum, I guess
so.
so.
Made great strides in synth production, but it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine.
Well,
so
why didn't they just use some of the many pre-war machines that were not perfect and then modify them?
Talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Why would you want to do that?
Human synths? Really?
Like, is it just scientific curiosity?
A great distinction.
No, they're human, buddy.
Synthetic organics.
They are sentient, completely unrecognizable from other human beings. Like, they resemble them so much that they just are them now.
But it had all become corrupted.
You can make the distinction, but that distinction is coming from a place of privilege, where you haven't seen the results.
Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but the water purifiers pre-war weren't the best either. You were probably slightly irradiated then too, but I guess you're still probably the best DNA source.
To create every human-like synth you see today.
So they took you and used you as a tool to make these synths? What the fuck?
The synths, me, and you.
It's been... Okay, well, this is all a lot to take in.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
So much time that I could have used to prevent you from becoming your father, but here you are! I actually don't know that he's his father yet. We need to see if he's as dedicated to the Institute as Nate was to the Army. Actually, about all of this, I have plenty of questions, but...
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
That's not what I would have called it.
Who my parents
I didn't like the guy, but I wouldn't call him collateral damage.
My situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again.
Well, it's going to be kind of hard to begin again when you're already 61 years old and stuck in your way. You're your own person at this point. Isn't it going to be tough? The Institute liked having a Kellogg around as a lapdog. He was good at his job, so they messed with his genetics a bit. I guess so, because they made him not age.
He worked for you?
She stopped screaming. I mean, it's the big twist part. This is where everyone screams.
It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
But I'll try to take it down a little bit. So you used him for your gains then?
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision.
No, I need an explanation. You are still my son. You still have to tell me these things. You owe me that much at least.
And his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan.
Well, I can tell that.
He never failed the Institute. But his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective.
I think his cruelty could have been proven from the 3 synths that he killed instantly when you tried to recruit him as a cruel person.
To have some amount of revenge.
You forced me to kill a man to give us revenge for what he did to your dad? Jesus Christ, okay, I need an explanation. Did the Institute actually... I was kidding, to be clear, before about Shaun having shaken baby syndrome, but he may actually genuinely still have it, and the Institute didn't fucking fix it. I'm going to kill these people if that's the case. Let me learn more first, though, because I don't know that for sure.
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously.
Well, evidently.
The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
That's not how science works, my child. You don't do science by looking at one angle and saying, okay, this is the best option, because you don't have all the angles.
But, Director? Why you?
I'm not trying to undermine your scientific knowledge, but...
Obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us.
Yeah, I beg to differ on that. You've been kidnapping people. That's what super mutants do. They have plenty to fear from you. And again, you're not doing a good job of your PR to fix that.
The Institute is on the verge of some...
Please don't tell me that's why I'm here. You need me to be your PR agent.
Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I need to understand. You're gonna allow me to stay here despite the fact that everyone on the surface hates you?
You want me to stay here in the Institute?
Yes. That is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine?
A little, yeah.
The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
I mean, I'm probably better off with you than with the Brotherhood, but I don't know about this.
I don't know what to do.
I realize
this is a very complex situation, my child.
I hope that you can see that rationally. The Institute is the only thing left in the world that is worth being part of.
Okay, now you're starting to sound like the children of Adam. Please slow down with the cult rhetoric.
A chance to show you what I've been telling you.
Okay, that's what I want, actually. I need more info, so give me more info.
Will you take that chance?
I don't know.
I just don't know.
Just give it time.
I'm willing to give it a chance.
Give the Institute
I'm not going to tell you yes or no until I give it a chance.
Your home, as much as it is mine.
Okay, he still let me in. That's
Please
good.
Take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience.
Were you going to say Dr. Virgil?
Dr. Lee in advanced systems.
I know that, Doctor.
Notified of your arrival, of course.
Not in character, of course. I know her out of character. She was in Fallout 3. Okay, let me put my gun away. I'm not going to shoot my kid. That would be fucked. Meet the division leaders. Well,
It's an honor to have you here, ma'am.
Thanks. That was a twist. Excuse me, I need to go through the door. Thank you. What a twist! M. Night Shyamalan would be proud. Might be some theorizing, but you think Kellogg was meant to be much more artificial looking? You know, I think that would make more sense, honestly, because he just looks too biological to have been... Like, again, I mean, I guess they could have injected him with something to revitalize his skin, but it's been 60 years. The man would look ancient. Unless the skin was, like, some kind of weird cybernetic construct that was also very biological looking. I don't know. Institute is fucked. The reason this quest is called institutionalized, it's not referring to you. It depends on whether or not they induct me into the cult, doesn't it? We'll see if it is a cult. Let's go check with the leaders and see what I've got here. I'm in the bathroom. How do I get out of this place? I don't need to use the restroom right now. I can hold it. How much human was really left?
Isn't it wonderful here?
In Kellogg, I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Call this a clean floor. Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
My apologies, sir.
No, because Bethesda didn't program those textures in.
I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's not very nice. Listen, I said the Gen 1 and 2 synths were buckets of bolts, but that doesn't mean you can treat them like an asshole.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Hi. Don't let that man push you around. How much human was really left in Kellogg? That is a good question. Evidently not too much. I mean, his heart was already gone, evidently. Did they at least fix the water? Yes, there's no radiation in this water. Well, that's a good sign. Hey, if this was survival difficulty, that would be a pretty good source of water. Oh, good, a courser.
Welcome to the Institute, ma'am.
Thanks.
Quentin would stop telling those stupid stories.
I don't know. It says go down, so I guess I'll go this way and see if I can get back. I think we have to go back to the main room, if I recall correctly, so I just need to find a way to the main room from here. This place is slightly sprawling. It's okay, though. Still down. I can see the marker from here, I think.
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
How valuable are these coursers? You mean in terms of the salvage, or... They do all their dirty work on the surface, from my understanding, so...
Feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want supplement 77. Doctor,
Why do all of these scientists sound so entitled?
Situation last
I mean, I guess they all live the life of Riley down here, so that makes sense. I had to do a double take because that looked a little bit like Dr. Lee. It was not, but it looked a little like her. So, where is this pointing me exactly? What quest do I have active that's pointing me over here? This must be where the division leader is, rather than bioscience itself.
Hey,
oh, no, it's
me.
Liam. Okay.
So you're
whoever
the
this
one who sent
Liam
the
guy
encrypted
is.
Message. How did you
Patriot.
even do that?
I still have
wasn't sure
Underground
anyone
Undercover
on
on,
the
that's
surface would
why.
have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
Who are you exactly?
Who are you?
I'm Liam Benet. My father runs synth development.
Okay.
And everyone knows who you are.
That's correct, I guess, considering I would assume Father told everyone who I was.
Trinity. What's that?
Trinity is an encryption system.
Why are we in the Matrix all of a
Or a
sudden?
key cut up into many pieces. You need several pieces in the correct order to unlock it. I put a Trinity piece with every synth I helped escape. It was a long shot, but I was hoping some good Samaritan would connect it all together.
Well, there was a good Samaritan, and he connected it all together.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow.
Actually, it was one of those small, old-timey typewriter-looking computers.
What did you mean by that?
Well, I'm looking for a man named Patriot.
The railroad sent me to look for someone they call Patriot.
And that's you, right?
That's you.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad?
Not the underground one, just the regular one.
I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them.
Okay, I need to put institutionalized up so I know where to go after this, though, because this is pointing me toward the railroad stuff rather than the Institute stuff. And I need more information on the Institute, damn it! Synth escape. Why? You know, I guess that's a fair question. Why would an Institute scientist want to help the synths? They all seem like assholes.
Why are you helping synths?
At first, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. It was a challenge, you know?
So you were young and dumb and decided, oh, what harm could it do?
Except without any freedom. I decided
and then you
to
realized,
help
oh
the ones
wait,
that
this is
wanted to
important.
escape so they can have a better life.
Well, that's fair enough. So how did you get them to escape?
How did you help the synths escape?
Through hacking. The department's focus.
So this is where all my hacking points went.
Why waste time on terminal security, right?
I feel like that would be very important. But then again, I put a holotape in as soon as I got here, so...
But a forged work order from, let's say, bioscience can get a hand-picked synth on surface detail. And it turns out the railroad was waiting for them. Wow.
Well, that is how they ended up going here. You know, you saved a lot of folks from doing this, you know.
You've saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But wait.
Fun fact, in survival difficulty, you can still fast travel to and from the Institute because it's an actual in-universe teleportation. Yeah, so they actually, like, give you an in-canon reason why it still works, even though you can't fast travel any other way. So.
Probably best to talk about something else right now.
Okay, so you need to... I need to follow you now to the West Atrium.
Living hell on the...
Hold the phone. Let me turn this on. I thought I was going to see the leader in here, but I guess here's this guy instead.
Surface.
Anyway.
But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me.
Well, that's
no offense.
A little bit complicated as to why that is. I'm a special
not sure if we
case.
Could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help. You know?
I kind of agree with that, to be honest. I agree with that sentiment. Even if the upper world is pretty fucked, if we don't try.
Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
So this is one of the Gen 3s.
She's a friend. She's with the railroad.
Should I come over there so I can hear you?
How do I know?
Yeah, there's actual plants down here as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, that runs two ways, buddy.
Trust is a two-way street.
Excuse me. I must focus on my duties.
She's not from here. She's been helping our synths escape on the surface. It's safe.
If you
I guess I helped one,
in front
so.
of her, do so quickly.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, C1?
The ones I know for certain. 13.
That's a lot.
Forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
That could complicate things.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Okay. Sounds like a plan, I guess. I guess he's waiting for me here. Are you gonna wait there the whole time? Because I've got other leaders to go meet. I'll go meet the other leaders first, and then we'll come back to Liam. This is what I want to do mainly.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set.
What are you gonna do with the Gen 1s and 2s
again.
afterwards? I don't know if I want the answer to that question.
We're all looking forward
Hey, Doc,
to working with you.
They weren't kidding. You really are here.
Hi.
Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us,
You know, I just thought about something. I'll wait till Allie's done
You've been
talking and I'll
through
say
so
it.
much. I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
Well, I was attempting to find my son and kind of avenge my husband, but mostly trying to find my son before he became my husband.
I just wanted to find my son.
I'll say it after we're done with
Now
the
that you've
conversation
found
with
him,
Allie.
I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now,
I don't know what to think
I'll
of
give
him
you a
right now.
rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As
Okay.
you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters.
You guys
The work
have
we
this
do
whole
might
thing
not
figured
be
out,
as
don't you?
exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important.
Well, yeah, I mean, all that stuff
Now that you're
is the
here,
foundation of
so
everything else.
Does that mean you're on board?
I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm going to ask the dumb question.
On board with what? The Institute, of course. Shaun implied you operated on a level, if not equal, and at least similar to the rest of us.
I don't
Curious.
know what that
If
means,
there's anything else you'd
actually.
like to know about the facility's
Why is my
division,
son speaking in
I'm happy
riddles?
to discuss it.
Who built this whole place?
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
Let's hope you guys didn't have any problems with inbreeding, or none of you will be there to see it. Because good lord, man. I know that's probably not true, though, because one of the heads that we have to meet is Dr. Madison Lee, and she was a character in Fallout 3, so she had to have come from the surface to the Institute somehow. So they probably have people that, like, they recruit or something like that. Which implies that they have a PR agent, so where the hell is that person? Anyway, next place.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Thanks. Synth retention.
Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I can't do experiments on apples and gravity if you ransack my office. Anyway, I'll let the Courser go first, because I don't trust him not to shoot me for, you know, shooting another Courser.
Greetings, ma'am.
Hi. I kind of understand a little better about where Glory's coming from, honestly. Like, the Gen 2s, they just kind of have this charm to them a little bit.
Maybe I should take some courses with me. Send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me?
Excuse me,
My
I've got
efforts
reports
get
to deliver.
results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Sometimes you have to lean on the other departments a little to get what you need.
I don't know if they're talking to each other or just saying one-liners at this point, but anyway.
So, here you are.
Hello.
Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau.
Where did you learn your manners? It's not polite to turn your back to someone when you're talking to them.
Despite your relation to Father,
just Bethesda
you're a bit
thinks.
of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
What, you don't trust me, a surface dweller?
Why? Don't you trust me?
Oh, it's nothing personal. I don't trust anyone.
You know, fair enough.
Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
And how's that going for you?
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping, that matter is currently under investigation.
I don't think I can agree with you on that, because if they are just machines, why would they escape unless they wanted to? And that implies that they want, which would make them sentient.
Trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our coursers are relentless.
How's the guy behind you feel about that? Does he like having his dick stroked?
In fact, I'd very much
the
like
Courser.
to know how you defeated it.
My dog grappled him and I punched him to death, so...
I guess I just got lucky.
That's hardly helpful.
No, it's not. And that's good, because that means you can't collect quantitative data on how I killed your coursers and make them better.
Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
Yeah, can I get courser training so I know how to kill them for now? I think that's good.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Very well.
I'll let you know if I need anything else. Coursers are Gen 3 synths, actually. They are not humans. So I probably couldn't get courser training if I tried, because I'd need to be a Gen 3 synth probably in order to get all the details. So yeah, huh.
report, ma'am.
Okay, good. Keep it up. The Institute built synths on the basis of DNA. They can manipulate data enough to avoid inbreeding. Yeah, you're probably right about that. There's probably some DNA basis that they can use to just prevent problems.
What are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
Do they not know that Phase 3... I mean, I would imagine Phase 3 has something to do with the Gen 3 synths, but anyway, advanced systems. Oh, good. It's just a small room with a door. I guess I'll leave now. No, that's not right.
She's been at it
advanced
for 2
systems.
hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing
Oh, good. There's another guy in here named Nathan. Fantastic.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are.
And I know who you are.
While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Well, I'll try not to take the company tour while you're on ours.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've
That
seen
tells
the
me
boy,
nothing.
Synth already. We've been hard at work on him for quite a while now.
Actually, that's probably one of the biggest
Let me see
questions
that
I
paperwork of
have.
yours.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
told to install a courser chip in it for you.
Oh.
Father's orders.
Okay.
You're to be given full access with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Well, that's a surprisingly generous gift.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access.
What about
If
the other
nothing else, it
coursers?
should demonstrate the amount of trust.
I guess they don't have it
Father
through a
has in you.
Pipboy. They have it through
Now,
their brains,
unless there's
so...
something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Okay, is everything okay?
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
I can
Yes,
get a good
things are-
read on people, you see.
It's fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
I mean, you always were a results first person back in Fallout 3, so that's fair.
Rushed work is sloppy at best, and deadly.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's Dr. Madison Lee. She was main character from Fallout 3's main story. And from what I understand, I looked at the molecular level to see who would be best to build it with, and honestly, probably the most neutral faction to build it with would be the one we haven't seen yet. But I decided not to build it with the Brotherhood, not just because I don't trust them with that technology, but also because it can glitch out some stuff in the Institute from what I read there. They basically implied, yeah, if you go there, you could encounter a bug that basically forces you to reload to before you picked a side, essentially. And I was like, okay, no, that's not going to work. So I said, okay, well, we haven't met the other guys, so I guess the railroad will have to do. I'll be back in a minute there, Liam. Coursers are still beholden to their orders. I think that's what she meant. You can do it freely. Okay, I see what you mean, yeah, because I can just go in and out as I please.
You had time to examine my latest reports.
It's hard to stand out when you're surrounded by geniuses.
I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
Not
try not to think too much about
particularly. We
We have
survived
more than
pre-war,
enough to
again,
hire
when the
here.
radiation
Those people
filters
are
weren't the
last
best.
remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering.
Well, I agree with that
We can
part,
at least
at least.
admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well,
He's asking
that's a question
the
best
right
left to
questions.
Our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well, I suppose you're right.
Because even in the robotics division, you might get someone less
The
wooden than
latest
this
synth
man.
generation is just amazing. Those guys in robotics are working miracles.
Doc?
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
So, did you come into this work recently? Maybe after someone else was ousted from their position?
Like what?
I was just about to explain that.
Good.
As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora, for use in food and medicine.
Well, it sounds like you're doing important work.
The idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas.
And now it all stops.
Project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
What did you do with the gorillas?
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction.
Have none of you seen Planet of the Apes? You know this is going to go awfully for you. Apes together strong, Clayton. They're going to rise up. I don't have to lift a finger here. I just got to wait a few years for the gorillas to become sentient. Would I fit in here?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute.
Yeah, human apes too, that is true. We are in the same generalized animal kingdom family tree, so
From what I've heard,
apes together strong.
and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case,
Are you going to give me side quests where I have to find the few remnants of plant life on the surface?
I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Need any help? I'm still on the synth gorillas thing.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success.
We completed institutionalized. That's good. Ooh, that's more experience than usual.
Says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong.
Yeah, I'm not going to test that theory.
Synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
And how do you think that's going to work out? You guys really haven't thought this through, have you? There they are. The gorillas.
The Gorilla Project is showing promising results.
I mean,
excuse me.
Looks pretty lifelike, all things considered. I mean, for a Bethesda game, I mean, it looks pretty lifelike. So I guess they at least got the moving parts correct. Yeah, well, slap me silly. It's a gorilla in the post-apocalypse somehow because they, you know, created it in a lab, but... Alright, so there's a few other things that I want to do. We need to go talk to Father, but there's a couple other things I need to try to go find, if possible. I mean, we should probably talk to Liam as well, so that we can, you know, figure out what he's going and doing. But on top of that, there's a magazine in here that I want to go look for, because it's the second and final magazine with a dog on it in the game. And on top of that, we need to go find Virgil's FEV cure. So I need to figure out where to go for that. Probably in bioscience. I think he mentioned that.
Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
I'm willing to help, but with what exactly?
What do you need help
Yeah,
with?
now get the birds in here to freak out GLaDOS. There you go.
Hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days.
Why wouldn't they focus on that if you guys are trying to stay so isolated from the rest of the world?
Running version 1, mothballed in storage.
What the hell?
Persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least.
Okay.
Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute.
So you need someone from...
Pre-war admin password.
Yeah, I was going to say someone from CIT then. So, okay, I'll see if I can find it. I was already in the Rotunda. There's probably some username and password in there somewhere.
I'll find it for you.
That's great. Unfortunately, the obvious place to look won't work.
Damn it!
The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Okay, well, that shouldn't be too hard, as long as they keep good records of where those people were. Okay, so if I were
your presence here is a great not just a father.
I think they mentioned that Virgil's stuff was in... Where did they say Virgil's stuff was in? I forget. It's either in bioscience or in advanced systems, but I don't quite recall. Yeah, I think they mentioned it was the bio department, so let's go to the bioscience department and see if there's any, like, sections back there, you know, that we just didn't look in when I went in there. Saw Clayton, realized he made synthetic gorillas, and then left. Like maybe over here? Yeah, just send a password reset email. Easy. Yeah, that would be nice. Google is no longer a thing, unfortunately, so I don't think they'll be able to. That's sad. But also kind of not at the same time. Man, sliding doors unlock novice. Sliding doors open. Maybe before I go locking and unlock... Ah, damn it. I can't close the sliding doors. Well, I guess I'm going to somehow unlock this with a bobby pin, despite these doors not having traditional locks. How does this even work, Bethesda? Shouldn't I be, like, sliding a credit card through them or something? Medkits. A sensor. Some purified water. A high-powered microscope. Probably a lot of this stuff has, like, fiber optics in it. If you need it. Cauterizer injector. Like, I think the high-powered ones have a little bit more than usual. I guess we can find out, right? I can just take one, see what it has in it, and then stuff it inside. Okay, so it only has one fiber optics in it, so it's basically the same as a regular microscope by the looks of it, so. Oh well. I'll stuff this comically large microscope into this comically small medkit. They will probably be confused, but that's okay. I'm confused too, so now at least we're all on the same ground. Sliding doors. Sliding doors. Another hydroponic garden. Anybody else notice that the music is fading out? That's spooky, man. Like the further in we get, or maybe it's just not hitting a crescendo, because I think it just hit a crescendo, so. Okay, I think I found the place. Hold on. Before we go up into the spooky, scary Institute hallway that is not as well lit as the rest of the place, let's go look at what's in the other sliding door. Yeah, because you can't need more fiber optics. I actually don't anymore. I have enough of them to never need them again. FEV lab. So it's not in the spooky, scary part? What's in the spooky, scary part, then? I need to look for science. I should have taken science rank 3, but I can't because science rank 3 is not available to me. What is this place? I feel like I found the developer room. Or that one room in Silent Hill 2 where the joke ending with the Shiba Inu happens. Was it a Shiba? I don't remember. There's buff out in there, though. Or was it a Corgi? I don't recall. Bioscience terminal. I guess we can look at the bioscience terminal. Why not? I'm here for more information, so I might as well get as much as I can. SZI Phase 2 development, Warwick Homestead Initiative. Yeah, I noticed that. They mentioned something about Warwick Homestead. That might be interesting to look at. Let's look at all this stuff. Synth Zoological Initiative Phase 2 Development Journal. Initial thoughts, what to create? We've engineered creatures that inhabit the sky and land. The next logical step is a creature of the sea. Oh, I don't think you want to go there, buddy. Creatures of the sea might be... This is how we end up with leviathans. The greatest challenge remains data collection, accurate measurements, behavioral data, life cycle, habitat, etc. Might Nahant have something useful? Note to self, request that we allocate a scavenger team to that area. So that's probably why they went to Warwick Homestead, because that's in the Nahant area, isn't it? Mission statement, project implementation, status reports. It was a Shiba, yeah, very cute. Yeah, it was just a silly ending. I liked it. For a game that was very, you know, serious in a lot of cases, just having something like that was just like a nice palate cleanse, I guess. Okay, the Warwick Homestead Initiative was conceived to facilitate field testing of various genetically modified specimens in the unique climate of the Commonwealth. So they are thinking ahead a little bit with this. It is hoped that we gain insight into the effects of trace radiation on the growth and development of said specimens. We of the Bioscience Division are in full agreement on the following hypothesis. Subjected to the proper levels of ambient radiation and soil pH, such as those found in the exceptionally fertile soil at Warwick Homestead, our modified seed specimens are likely to exhibit an accelerated growth rate and a twofold increase in size. Okay, so that explains why they went there. Implementation. Stage 1. Using genetic manipulation, we will develop a unique breed of Cucurbitaceae, I said that wrong as hell, with similar characteristics to those commonly farmed in the Commonwealth. Stage 2, acquire Roger Warwick, Patriarch of Warwick Homestead, and conduct a series of intensive interrogation sessions to learn all we can about his life and family. Oh, good. It was sounding so good, and then you got to the part where you're going to kidnap and torture people. Like, why can't you guys do things normally? Stage 3, with the intelligence gathered in Stage 2, create a synth replica of Roger Warwick, and now they replaced him, and embed the unit on site at Warwick Homestead to oversee the operation directly. SRB will handle the logistics of this aspect of the initiative. Stage 4, begin covert deliveries of prototype seed batches for planting. Stage 5, collect observational data from embedded unit. Stage 6, when sufficient data has been collected, retrieve synth unit and specimens for lab study. Purge all surface evidence of the initiative. And now they're going to kill everyone. Oh my god, we really did discover aperture science again. They delivered a bunch of batches, apparently. Oh, one was destroyed in transit. That's fun. Behavioral anomaly report? Director Holdren, here are the details you requested, re the gorilla behavioral anomalies. A total of 16 incidents of heightened aggression have been documented. Holy shit. Bioscience personnel who witnessed these events, myself included, would categorize the level of aggression displayed as extreme and dangerous. In all, 6 synth handlers have been destroyed by guerrilla attacks. As for what triggers these behavioral changes, I speculate it's a reaction to perceived conflict. Several attacks followed heated arguments, took place within earshot of the pen. Another occurred soon after the recent SRB security sweep. Could it just have something to do with the fact that they don't like being caged up and apes together strong? It seems clear there's a fault in the behavioral model. I doubt it can be corrected. I know you're against it, but I think we have to consider destroying them. Failing that, I recommend that all contact with the gorillas be limited to synth units only. Bioscience personnel should not be permitted to come into contact. The risk is simple. Too great. Carlin. You trying to cage a wild animal, man. It's not going to work out. Mr. Ao logged into the bioscience divisions here. The rest of these are probably, people here, but he's from a different department and it's redacted. That's interesting. They have no speak department yet, and that's unfortunate because then the apes could be together strong because they could talk about being together strong. Or if you're just talking about the Institute, them having a speak department would probably make their PR a little easier. It's a good thing I got that RFID chip from Pam so I can keep sliding it through the door until it works here. I'm going to say that's how we're lockpicking this. Sweet. Because, frankly, I don't have my screwdriver from Dogmeat, and I have the bobby pins for it, but there's no traditional lock on this. So I'm just going to say I'm just taking that RFID card and just sliding it through the door jamb until it opens up. Oh my god, this place is a mess. What the hell? Oh, that's where I came from. My bad. I thought that was a closet and the place I came from was behind me. Okay, so what are the chances that something is going to try to kill me in here? I took my gun out instinctively, but... So those are the radiation arches that you can build in your settlement if you have the right DLC, but... Oh, okay. You boys don't mind if I help myself, do you? Because I might need the fusion cells in a minute. Although I have about 3,000 of them now, so I probably don't need that many. But,
Yes.
Alright, so what do we have in here? A med kit. An ammo box for some... Hey, there's my screwdriver. For some reason. Pack of cigarettes. A drinking glass, a telephone. Any of these machines that I can use? Button. Oh, they did it to me, didn't they? They have the buttons. Push the button. Oh, okay, so it locks the doors. Let me not lock myself out. That would probably be bad. In case something, okay, bad wants to kill me here. Like these turrets. That is not going to do me any favors if anything else was in here that may or may not have wanted to kill me, because now everything is alerted. Fun. Well, we're out of danger now. So that's good. Oh, there's the other turret. I love the stupid pop gun. It's so ridiculous. Sugar bombs? Cram? Did they decide not to use that stuff and just left it in here? Seems like a waste to me, but can't say I blame them, I guess. Terminal. Okay. Probably should have turned my Pipboy light on before doing this, but block. It's not like block at all. Okay, good to know. Let's look for something to make this easier on me. Like that. That. Fries. Whoever programmed this must have been a big fan of the pre-war culture. Because I don't even know if fries exist in this world anymore. I suppose you could probably find a recipe for them, but, you know. Let's see here. Anything else? Yeah, I think there's... no, that's two different things. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, so, it was not at all like block. It's fries, man. Who needs a recipe? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just potatoes, isn't it? To be fair. So, not a whole lot going on there. How's start? Likeness 0. So it's not like start. It's not like block. So it can't start with an S. It can't start with a B. So it's not C's. It can't be coats either. If we can have ramen, we can probably make fries. That is true. We can make ramen up on the surface, so... It's not Scott either, although that would be funny. Because great Scott. Ahead.
Yes.
Aha! Turret control, remote door control. How many turrets are left? Because I got most of them. Units connected 2. You mean the ones that I just killed? Well, let's deactivate them anyway, just so that I don't have to worry about... In case they're the ones that are up ahead, let's deactivate them. How about that? And actually, just to see if they are, let's do a diagnostic and see if I've already killed them. Seems silly to have this in the room with the... Yeah, okay, I already killed them. Never mind. Seems silly to have them in the same room as the ones that I just killed, but all the way on the other side. I don't know. Well, it makes it silly to me because it's like, okay, so what if someone wanted to walk through here for something and they would have to walk under the turrets while they're shooting them to deactivate them, so they'd have to stealth it, you know? Anyway. Let me take a drink. And then, off we'll go. Oh, hang on, sorry. I pulled my camera out.
Standing down.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like Cleo and Pam puncturing pipe wrench mod? I guess if we were using a pipe wrench, that would be a pretty solid thing to have. I'm going to have to fight an Assaultron now. Well, that's just great. Just what I wanted to hear. And how good is she at acknowledging my stealth? Oh, dear God. Okay, so hello there. I'm not really very happy with the whole you powering up your head laser to shoot me with, but... Oh good, it was a shotgun blast, so it didn't matter as long as I moved slightly out of the way. Oop. Did it again. So what else they got in here? Whole bunch of wrenches. That explains the wrench mods. You know, I wonder, there's a mission in the game where you have to mix paint in order to make green paint. I wonder if you could take the blue and yellow paint that's here and mix it in the place where you mix it and still get the same green paint. Like, I wonder if it's the same type of paint. I might take this just for science, to be honest, to see if you can do that. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that, because it's probably all the same stuff, but, you know. Oh, there's bottle caps on the table. Sure, why not? Well, it's dead silent in there, so that either means that the radio system is currently on a song that's muted because I have the mod, or because Travis Lonely Miles is not broadcasting right now. Actually, he's not Travis Lonely Miles just yet. Not until we do his quest, so... He's not confident enough to give himself his own radio name. It's the same item, so you believe so? Yeah, that would make sense. It doesn't seem... I feel like it wouldn't make sense if it, like... They program two completely different versions of paint types, you know? So...
That's it.
Alright, so... Oh, some Addictol as well. That's nice. Somebody's baseball cap. Some fusion cells. Black Institute lab coat. High fashion, maybe. A courser uniform. Also high fashion. Why did they leave all this stuff down here? Just gonna take all this stuff. I'm gonna also take these Institute rifles and stick them in here now because I don't... Once you grab them, you don't need to keep them in your inventory in order to keep the ammo that they gave you. But you do need to grab them to get the round of ammo that is in them. So that's why I always grab them and then, you know... Cat meat? There's a dead cat in here. There's a lot of dead cats. Who the fuck did this? What is wrong with you people? I appear to have made too much noise. Wait for you to empty your clip. Wow, that one was a little tankier, huh? Okay, he has a friend. Yeah, that's true. You can also give him the wrong combination of paints and make it a different color. That's correct, yeah. I feel like Charlotte was... I've made it out so that Charlotte's a pretty big baseball fan, so I feel like if I gave him the wrong paints, it would kind of be blasphemy for a character. But it is a funny thing that you can do if you just, you know, if you want to do that. So. Baby toys? What did they use this place for? Like this place, I feel like this place has lore. There's some shit going on in here. Again, it's Bethesda doing their environmental storytelling stuff. A super mutant. I think I know what's happening here. Let's see if we can get to the FEV labs first to find out. These were, how do I explain them? They're not jail cells. Testing rooms, I guess, would be the best thing to describe them. What you're thinking is probably right. Well, let's get to the end of this place and then we'll find out. Because... Ooh, a technical document. You know, I was saying, okay, I don't know if I want to rat out the railroad to the Brotherhood, but I think I'll take technical documents from the Institute. I don't know about how that's going to work. I mean, this is old tech anyway, so I don't know if the Institute will even care. So, or the Brotherhood will even care because it's old tech. Alright, let's do some more hacking. I'm getting better at the hacking minigame because this place is forcing me to. Why did I do that?
I'm in.
Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. Staples button. I really need to go to a prop store and buy one of those little click buttons because I keep making that joke and I don't have one, so I can't just click it, you know? I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, well. So those two turrets, again, turrets are in the same room as your defense diagnostic system. Is that the case? Let's see. Yes. So I suppose in order to deactivate them, if you're doing like a routine sweep or something, you have to be really sneaky. Used to have one of those buttons. I feel like we did too at one point, but I don't remember where we put it, to be honest. Oh yeah. It is what I thought it was. Here's the FEV lab. And one of them broke out. Wonder if that was Virgil or if that was one of the other ones. But this is where they used to do all the FEV research in this place. I'm sure Virgil was real happy about this. Brian Virgil, personal log 0176. Hey Marie, welcome back. We're inside the Institute. My son is the leader. He's actually 60 years old. Personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. So take that for what you will.
My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it?
Why did my son want to continue the FEV program?
Then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
Now that was before he became a super mutant, because he didn't have his super mutant voice. So this must have actually been his pod, because they must have stuck him in this pod after they found out what he was doing and turned him into a super mutant as punishment for what he did. But we also just learned that, yes, they have in fact been kidnapping people on the surface, not just to replace them with synths, but also to stick them in tubes and turn them into super mutants. Why is my son allowing this shit to continue? Experimental serum. Yeah, he did in fact get unfrozen and live a good chunk of his life. He is now older than I am. So that's interesting. Why were you right? You and Lifeblood both guessed it right on the nose. I had an inkling because I thought about it when we were in Kellogg's Memories. I mentioned this before. I had an inkling that it had something to do with, well, Kellogg had a hunch that the old man, quote unquote, was getting revenge for something by sending him to us. And then I said, okay, so why would the old man, the leader of the Institute, want to get revenge on Kellogg unless it was for something that he did in the past? And then my brain just kind of put two and two together, and my spider sense started tingling, but we didn't actually know it was true yet, so I didn't say anything, and then, well, the notion was correct. The FEV laboratory is a potential biohazard area and has been sealed. Access to this section of the facility is prohibited. Then how did I get on this side of the laser grid? Requests for more information can be sent in triplicate to our records department. You guys don't have a records department. Exactly. Well, that was an enlightening experience. But we got Virgil's serum, so that at least is good. I can give that back to him so that I can fulfill my end of the deal. Is that in here? Yeah, bring the serum to Virgil. I'll mark that as well, because we have to go outside for Desdemona. Probably they're going to send us outside once we talk to Father, but I got to go find that magazine first. And then we'll go probably bring the thing to Virgil as well. I got to see if Dogmeat ends up wherever I end up as well once I get out of here, or if he's going to end up going back to Red Rocket because I spent too much time in here. We'll see. This is the FEV lab, and they were feeding them cats. Awful, awful bastards. Yeah, that's not right either. Why would they do that? See, now I sort of read it a little bit differently there, to be honest. I think those rooms that they had there with all the toys and stuff, I was under the assumption that they were sticking the super mutants in there with the cats and seeing if they could, you know, have the same relationship with the cats as humans did, and the super mutants ended up mauling them. Which is just as disgusting, if you ask me, and repugnant and all those adjectives. Anyway. All right, Lifeblood, take it easy. We'll see you.
I've got reports to deliver.
I kind of want to go back. There was another place, I think if I remember correctly, somebody said that when you go in here, you can see where they make synths, too. But I don't remember exactly. It would probably be in the robotics division. Actually, synth retention is probably just where they keep them, but not the...
Father has done remarkable things.
The robotics division is probably where they have them. Alright, so advanced systems, but this is where the cafeteria is, so if I remember correctly.
Roaming the halls?
There is a place up here. There's like a balcony or something that has the thing on it. Excuse me. Is it out here? Here's a balcony. Am I being rewarded? No, it might be on that balcony, actually.
Rosalind is as smart as she is beautiful. I just wish I could get her to notice me.
Yeah, that's something you're going to have to figure out for yourself, kid. That is not something I can help you with. This is not the correct one. There was a no spoilers video that basically said, hey, make sure you grab this. It's up past the cafeteria. But I don't know where it is. So maybe it's up further. People need to be beamed in to get here. Do people live in the Institute? Yes, there are a ton of people living in the Institute, as it turns out. And the vast majority of them are scientists. Most of the workers are robots, so... These people are all going to come back to the rooms and be like, who opened all my doors? What kind of a crazy kleptomaniac decided to open all my doors? Nope, that's not the right way. Oh, I'm all the way up now, so maybe... Okay, that's just a hallway. Perhaps over here? There it is.
There we go.
Got it. Have dog, will travel. I do have dog, and I will travel. But this is a really good issue because your canine companion now permanently takes 10% less damage. So not only did I just upgrade his canine harness with Ballistic Weave Mark IV, he also now just has a flat 10% damage resistance bonus. From as far as I'm aware, all sources. So that's really nice for him. Now he can tank more than one explosion.
I thought all the surface people look like monsters. But you seem pretty normal.
Thanks. I'm a little bit of an exception. Although most people don't look like monsters, to be fair. They just have less teeth. And a few more scars than I do, because I was frozen. Yeah, my dog is now a fucking armored vehicle. That is true.
The commissary is always open. Would you like some processed sustenance packets?
Let me see.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Institute bottled water, Institute food packet. Well, there's no rads on these, so I guess that's kind of nice. I don't think that restores as much as purify. Oh, it does. It restores exactly the same amount. Okay, well, there we go. I guess if you couldn't get the rads out of your food when you cooked it, this would be more useful because, you know, if Radaway wasn't like completely plentiful to the point where it's trivialized, but...
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor...
Yeah, if they had rat-infested food, I'd worry for how advanced they were, yeah. Well, I'm still worried for how advanced they were because there's a few things that happened on the way here that made me question whether they actually developed what they needed to develop in the correct direction. Like, did they actually cure my son of his shaken baby syndrome when they came in here, or did they just use him as a tool to develop the Gen 3 synths? Because I need my baby to be okay. Anyway, oh, they sell plasma pistols in here now. We can probably get these from like Arturo and stuff now, but yeah, plasma pistols are, I think from what I'm understanding, they're kind of like a direct upgrade to the vast majority of laser weaponry because they still inflict energy damage, but they also inflict ballistic damage. And from what I understand, the formula for how energy damage resistance works in this game is a little bit jank at higher levels because at higher levels energy damage starts to fall off because you get less bonuses from stuff. The point of the matter is the higher the level you go, the less and less damage energy weapons will do by comparison to ballistic weapons at the same level. So since plasma pistols have both, you get the best of both worlds with them. They're also highly modular because you can turn them into a shotgun, a sniper rifle, or a flamethrower depending on what you want. So that's kind of nice. I guess they have Experiment 18A here, which has the rapid legendary effect. Increases the fire rate and reload speed. It's already got a few good mods on it. The only thing you need to be concerned about with plasma weapons is that they are projectile weapons rather than hit scan weapons. They don't hit their target right away like the vast majority of other weapons in this game, they have to take a trajectory, an arc, in order to get to target. So the further away you are, the harder it's going to be to hit them because you have to account for the travel time of the projectile as well. It's kind of the same as the railway rifle, actually, now that I think about it. But that's nothing I'm really concerned with. We got everything I needed, so let's go see my son again and see why he wants me to help him with synth retention. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I mean, that's the name of one of their divisions, but, you know.
Now that
my
you've had
child.
a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
I think you guys have been running some crazy experiments in here, and I'll say amazing to placate you, but it's amazing in two completely different respects.
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you.
That's true. The railway rifle does make the funny toot toot noise when you reload it, so it is instantly better.
Ultimately, all our knowledge.
Gotta use it when I do a rifleman playthrough.
On a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind redefined.
Did you come up with that one yourself?
No advancement comes without occasional setbacks.
Like kidnapping people and sticking your scientists into FEV tubes so they can be turned into super mutants, or turning one of them into a behemoth because he took a pack of cigarettes.
With something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
So are you willing to acknowledge that they may have free will then?
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creation.
Yeah, you're my creation, but you still have free will, buddy, so...
We know what is best for our synths.
No, that's not how the...
taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories
a rogue synth?
And his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel.
How did that happen?
The Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
You want me to work with one of your coursers after I killed a courser to get here? Also, what's with this memories erase thing? This is the third time we've heard about this.
Who erased his memories? And why?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad are behind it.
Why? How?
But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth before more harm is done. Now,
if they're the morally good faction, why would they erase Gen 3 synth memories? I need to ask them some very difficult questions, but I'll talk to them about that rather than talking about that in front of Father. Our definition of free will is different, so we can keep them as our convenient servants. They might need to look at a dictionary for that one. Okay, so I can beam out of here now. So that's cool. So I guess if we fast travel out of here now, we basically just right back to wherever we want to go from here. Like, because the Courser chip is in my Pipboy now. It'd be kind of cool if your Pipboy's HUD here was modified in some way to show the Courser chip in it, though. Like, maybe take that tuning dial over there or something and just, like, switch it out with the Courser chip icon and just use the Courser chip little octagonal thing as like a tuning thing instead. That'd be kind of interesting, but off topic. You cannot wait to see skip, soar, or disband parties returning for the new Unreal trial in 14. Oh, the new Unreal is Zervin. Oh, that's great. Gonna see a lot of folks disbanding their statics from that one if it's anything like the past. The memory removal was actually touched on in Fallout 3, but she'll let you talk to them about that. Yeah, I think I did the replicated man quest in Fallout 3, so I might have gotten a small amount of info about it, but probably not a lot, because again, I had to speedrun it, so I may have glossed over a little bit of it. Okay, so we have to meet up with the Courser. Where did he go, anyway? Okay, Libertalia is not that far from Revere Beach Station, so that's a good, convenient place to go. If we, I was going to go up this way anyway, so we might as well go that way. But before we do that, we have Desdemona to talk to, and we have to go talk to Virgil. Who would be what would be the least conspicuous place for me to teleport to, so that they don't get like, why are we teleporting you out into the glowing sea? Or, why are we teleporting you to the Old North Church? You know, I'm trying not to like be super conspicuous about this, so Maybe I'll just teleport to the CIT ruins. How about that? That's nice and safe. Should be pretty quick as well because, you know, it's right outside. Of course, it's loading the whole Commonwealth, and that Vault Boy had a little bit of a face problem there. But his face wasn't loaded. Oh, hey, buddy. Boy, I've had an adventure and a half since I went in there, let me tell you. It's a good thing you're super good at tracking, so you could track me here from Starlight Drive-In. Wonder if it'd be worth it to, like, dismantle the teleporter now. Although it did practically break apart when Tom used it, so maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just leave it because it probably doesn't work anymore. So, okay, so Virgil first, I think, because we did want to fulfill our end of the deal. I told him I'd do it, and damn it, I'm going to do it. Also, before I do that, let me put on the hazmat suit. Hold on. What does this look like, anyway? Okay. It's not as dark as I was hoping it would be, but okay, anyway. So I think what I might do is we're going to go to Virgil first. Then we'll go to the railroad and tell them about that thing. We'll see where they want me to go for this whole off-campus excursion that they have. Please tell me there's no Deathclaw behind me. And honestly, I might actually go to the Brotherhood. There is some stuff you can do with them, I think, if I recall correctly, because Maxon basically told me, hey, so once you figure out a way in, I want to know about it. And again, I don't trust the Brotherhood with that tech, but it might be worth it to tell them something about it. Oh, hey, look, a magazine.
Nice.
Another issue of Tesla Science. Rocket Science for Toddlers. I almost want to keep this because it looks ironic considering I just found my supposedly infant son.
Well, I'm glad to see the relay didn't completely vaporize you.
That was a possibility?
Did you expect it to?
No, of course not. It was far more likely that it would just blow up.
Oh, well, that's encouraging.
Were you able to find the serum?
Actually, yes, I was.
I've got it right here.
That's it. That's really it. All right. Let's see.
Do you need some space to do this, or?
Has matured nicely. Density gradient is high.
That's right. This was his division, wasn't it?
Counter-intron sequences look stable. Transcriptive exon strands have formed.
So is that a good thing?
How are you going to test it?
On myself, of course.
Oh.
That was the plan. This serum will only counteract the specific strain of FEV that I infected myself with.
You infected yourself? I thought they did this to punish you. Probably because I know what they did to Swan. Oh, good. He's ascending to heaven because he stepped on the chem station.
Right. Here we go.
Should I step back, or... Well, that was... Looks painless, relatively. How long do you think it'll take?
How long will it take?
I don't know. Nothing like this has ever been tried before. I'm going to rest for a while. I'm back in a few days, maybe a week, and... well, I guess we'll see.
So 3 streams from now, got it.
You kept your end of our bargain. Thank you.
Hey, you kept your end, so it was only right that I kept mine. I think once he turns back to human, all the stuff that's in here is not marked as stolen anymore, so you can grab it if you want, but I don't recall, so. Alright, back out here for a brief moment, and then we will head out from there. So, I should take the hazmat suit off when I get back to Railroad HQ, because they're probably going to be like, who the hell is this person? It's a long story. I was in the glowing sea again. Okay, put my stuff back on. This is why I have all the CV stuff, by the way, and the names and everything, so that way if I have a whole bunch of other stuff like that lab coat or the Corsair uniform, any of that stuff, it doesn't get in the way. All of my stuff is all in one place, basically. So unless there's like something that starts with CB in the apparel section, which I don't think there is, we've got nothing to worry about, basically. Okay, so, hey, Joe boy.
It's the professor. The professor's back.
I
Pam
did,
wants to talk with you. She's in back.
in fact, not die from the relay, so Pam wants to talk to me. I'll go talk to Pam, then Desdemona, I think. Pam?
Confirming presence of rogue variable.
I'm a rogue variable?
Data. There are 3 independent reports of courser activity.
Is this another side quest?
Based on target's activity pattern, location, and suspected trajectory. Conclusion. The Institute is actively looking for railroad assets.
Well, that makes sense.
Stopgap solution. Terminate courser threats whenever possible.
Okay, so what are the details on this? You want me to kill some more coursers?
Go on.
Target designated Courser Alpha is in a defended location with lower generation synth targets.
So the targets are
variable, leaving no
oh,
survivors.
okay.
End of discussion.
So now I know why you brought this to me, because you didn't. Glory wouldn't take that mission. All right then. Watts used electronics. Yes, this is another side quest. The railroad sure does give you a lot of side quests, don't they? If I remember right, Watts Used Electronics is also the site where the Automatron DLC starts, but I don't have that installed, so it won't do that. Anyway, let's have a chat with Desdemona about what Liam told us.
Oh, thank God.
I'm back.
See, Des, I told you the molecular stabilization matrix held. Funny, you didn't sound certain yesterday. It is really, really good to see you. Did it work? Did you make it inside the Institute?
Yes, and also there's a whole lot going on in there. You thought I died? I mean, I would have had the same thought, but...
I met with the leader of the Institute. And it turns out he's my son.
I have no idea how to feel about it.
Wasn't he just a little boy?
We all thought so, but no, he was not. What do you mean, cryogenic chamber? All this stuff, work with father, glad he's alive. I'm just going to say this.
After they took him from me, they froze me in cryo.
Instead of being on ice for a few years, it's a few decades instead.
That's the long and short of it, yeah.
Done a number on you.
You can say that again.
Did you meet Patriot too?
They crossed me off the agents list? They really thought I died. What the fuck, guys? I met Patriot.
I met Patriot. His name is Liam Benet.
I knew you'd get the job done. We need every scrap of intel you picked up.
Fuckers, SE removed Celine. They removed Celine? What the hell? I'm glad I finished the playthrough before they did that, because I'd have been sad as hell if that happened during the playthrough. What in the goddamn? Enter report on terminal. I have to file paperwork now? I'm not a lawyer anymore, guys. Okay, anyway. Pam, I need to use this mainframe terminal. Is she going to give me more side quests? Access records, probably. Enter Institute report, never mind. End token, I'm sorry, have a nice day. I can't go into that one. Alright then. Institute report 01. Though it wasn't a certainty, thankfully the signal interceptor worked. When I materialized, I found myself in an empty room. I'm writing this. Z114 can get the 13 synths in place, but in order for them to make it to the teleporter, Patriot needs the username and password for V1 of CIT's code Defender. End of report. Preliminary analysis, new data commencing. Analysis complete, booting HM interface. Please consult with Pam immediately, agent. Thank you. Cool.
Building statistical model for Operation Tea Party.
Is that what's going on here?
Asset there is not widely known. Please keep it that way.
Okay, sure.
Pam.
Preliminary analysis complete.
They're letting you glamour your fairy now, but still lame. Oh, so it's like the carbuncles, so you can just change which one is which. That's still pretty lame, honestly. Like, I mean, they gutted Selene and Shadowbringers, so that was the big blow, but this is like stomping on the remains.
2077 Commonwealth Census records. Filtering by surviving structures. One match found. Bergman. Wilfred. Bergman.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Registered as co-owner of Cambridge Polymer Labs.
Oh, that's why.
Estimated 81% chance of login credentials being located at this facility.
Okay, well, I know where that is, so I don't think I have to ask that question. Sounds like that's where I'm going.
I'll be going then.
After you get the password report back here. With any luck, we'll have a game plan by then.
Okay, So we need to go get that password for Code Defender. Got it. Let's see. So what else have we got? So we got to go back to this place. It's still cleared, so it should be pretty easy to get in and out from there. Maybe I should go do it now since it's still cleared before it ends up not being cleared. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let me go grab that now. Okay, buddy, I promise we'll go to sleep after we're done here. Although then we'll be fast traveling anyway, so it'll be morning, but you know, that's fine. So we'll do this. I think I'm going to go to the Pridwin after this, and then we'll figure that out from there, see what Maxon has to say about our little adventure. Let's hope that some of the ghouls haven't respawned in the process of me going in here. I guess we'll find out in a moment, won't we? Thankfully, all of the stuff for Bergman should be already unlocked, and all I got to do is hop across this gap to get there, so... Doesn't look like anything has respawned. That's a good sign. Bergman's terminal. See, I knew going here before this would have been a good idea. I mean, it was because I could get Ballistic Weave because of that mod that I have, but also, on top of that, now we can just use this to get his password. Bergman's password added. From Bergman to Dean Vernon, I wanted on record that I highly object to giving admin rights to anyone that isn't on our core team. Admin access isn't a bauble for Dr. Williams to lord over his colleagues. We have designed a nigh-perfect system, and idiotic moves like this risk everything. I've been informed that legally I must comply with this request, no matter how moronic it is. Username T. Williams, password Vernon, exclamation point, is, exclamation point, N, exclamation point, idiot, exclamation point. You didn't add a number there, Mr. Bergman. That's not going to fool any of the hackers. You need to add a number. Okay. Nice quick in and out. It's good because I don't want to be in this place any longer anyway because I waited until I was level 14 to get in here and it still gave me T45 power armor, even though that's the level where T51 can start spawning. So to hell with this lab! Okay, so time for bed. We will camp out here for the night, eat some breakfast, because I don't think we've done that at all this stream. We did it last stream after we killed that courser. And then we will call it a day. Let's see, so I'll put this up first. Put up the tent first, there we go. My boy, I'll put it over here so it's not like in the dirt like it was, because we camped here before and it was in the dirt last time, wasn't it? There we go, that's a little, well, a little lopsided still, but just move it up a little bit, and there we go, now it's good. All right, buddy.
Heads up. Go check that out.
Attaboy. Okay, so let's put up the wall so that if there's any breeze blowing in, it doesn't blow onto him. And off we go to bed. What time is it anyway? Almost 5 a.m. Good lord, I'm not getting like any sleep. We'll go 5 hours. I mean, we're going to travel all the way across Boston next time, to be fair, to get to the Pridwin, but you know, it's fine. Alright, so let's go have a chat with my boy. And by that I mean a pet. My boy. I have to take you to meet my other boy at some point. I don't actually know if you can get Dogmeat into the Institute. That would be Something to look up, I guess. Because I went in there by myself, so I don't know if that allows me to get him in there. Anyway, we'll have some breakfast because if I wait until next time, I'll forget. Stingwing fillet, wild corn, some more water. Okay, and that takes care of that. So we have a lot to do because we got a lot of information previously. We also got a password, so we can take that back to Desdemona. I kind of want to go back to the Brotherhood and tell them that I didn't die to see what they want me to do. The Institute itself wants me to go to Nahant Wharf to get this random rogue synth that the railroad erased the memories of back. I also need to check in with the railroad and ask them what the hell is with the memory erasure process because I have concerns about that. But we'll talk about all of that on the next episode of Fallout 4, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on maybe Friday. I'm not 100% sure yet. I got some insider info that said the people that mow the lawn next door here that were right in the window the other day, they usually come in on Fridays or Saturdays. I don't know how true that is. So it might be Thursday. It might be Saturday. I'm not sure yet. I will leave a note on the Discord. I'll leave a note on YouTube and all that other stuff to let everybody know which day I'm switching it to. But it may just stay the same. It may end up being Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when we come back for the next one. And we'll work on all the stuff that we've got, because we've got 3 factions that we're trying to juggle at this point, and we'll see if I drop the balls or not. Yes, I suppose I shouldn't have said that, but, you know, it can be taken out of context. Oh, well. It's already said. You can bring companions with you now, and it's very awkward if you bring Nick. Yeah, I can imagine. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be sometime later this week. That's cute. At 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. I'm going to have a seat because I need to process everything that just happened. And I feel like it's going to take a while. Potentially a couple of days. Well, at least my armor set is complete. Charlotte needs a fucking beer. You didn't happen to grab any beers on your way here, did you? Because I could use some alcohol right about now. Is that a no?